to more businesses as they continue to test and refine the experience. Again, TTD sharply to the downside after OpenAI announces they're starting a rollout of a beta self-serve ads manager. Other ads-related companies include AppLovin. Not moving too much on this, but TTD sharply to the downside. Back to you.
Oh,
roll out. I get it. So, but okay, maybe ChatGPT thinking ahead a little bit of OpenAI. But they need to get some ads onto their platform.
Yeah, they need to, the revenue they make.
Real quick.
Yeah,
like,
well,
real quick. So there you go. If you're going to look for something that is going to manage it there you go, self-serving.
Roll out, yes, Katina man. All right, I got to fly back home because Arsenal is playing Atletico de Madrid in the second leg of the Champions League semifinal.
Now I'm good.
Tied 1-1 on aggregate.
Yeah.
That was on their turf.
What time's the game at?
3.
So we're just gonna roll. We could go a little overtime.
We're gonna go a little overtime. You could do it alone, buddy.
Snap.
I'm playing. And then now we're on our turf. So we go back to the Emirates today. Whoever wins today goes to the final. This would be the first time Arsenal goes into a Champions League final since 2006.
Really?
We got into the semifinal last year against Paris Saint-Germain.
This is semifinal right now?
Right now. Second leg. So you know the semifinal is 2 games, right? So this is the second game. So this is it.
So would you say it was tied? Was it tied again? It
was tied 1-1 first game on their land, on their turf.
But that's better for Arsenal, isn't it?
Yes, because then you go home tied.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully. And I like the way we play on Sunday. So
against Barcelona.
No, we didn't. No, Barcelona was eliminated.
Okay.
So we can either, if we beat Atletico Madrid.
Atletico,
yeah. It will either be Bayern or Paris. They play tomorrow, Schweinsteiger. He hasn't been there for a minute, but I like the fact that you know him. All right, guys. You see that, Joey?
So
2.25.
Yeah.
We got 2.25 in the bag.
You got to go. Yeah.
Got to go. All right.
We got to get everything going over here. We'll send it off to the gentlemen.
Big boys.
Don't forget, you guys have until 11:03 tomorrow. So don't think about leaving anytime early or anything along those lines.
And market recap.
Make sure you pay those. Yeah, the market recap. Today after. But I'm telling. So they're going to be even late. So even more overtime for the gentlemen. No, they love what they do. They're going to have some fun with it. Let's send it off to Neil and Sean.
You got to love what you do. I mean, you're in the wrong spot over here. It's like, I
love what you do. You'll
never work a day in your life. I don't know.
That's
a fugazi. I don't know about that, but
of course, because you can't. Like
work is still work.
Work is still work. You got to get up in the morning. There's always a trade-off. I love what I do, but I still,
you'd rather be at home. I mean, let's be perfectly honest.
I would love to walk my daughter to school every single day, but I can't make that. I can't make that work. It's what are you gonna do? We start the show at 8 o'clock. That's when I'd be walking her to school every single morning. So
yeah. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Nice day. It hasn't rained yet, Sharif, so you're good to go. Out there, it's really nice
windy.
Day. Yeah, really windy. I thought it was going to rain, and I was talking with Marissa on the way to the gym there. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to pack like a little umbrella in the gym bag or keep it here. What's up? Did she call you? She did on the chat. I told her about it. Marissa here today, she said, we messaged each other back and forth all day pretty much. I said, I'm almost out of it. So this was about 11:15 because normally I'm at the gym and I'm calling her on the way there. So I said, I'm almost out of a position. We'll call you then. And she responded to me, okay, Katina man. And that was the end of that one. So I just laughed and she laughed and I told Sharif and that was funny. So
people probably think that Sharif made that nickname up though.
What's that?
People will think that Sharif made that nickname up.
Katina man? I don't know.
But that's been around since high school.
Oh, is it? Has it been? Okay.
Yeah. In our high school football chat, Katina man has been said for a while.
Okay.
It's one of those, when you'll call your boys by the last name, it's just Katina.
No one ever calls you Roberts though, I noticed actually.
No.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What was that? I saw that. What was that fake?
What happened?
IE's doing something because I saw little things came on the side of the screen for a second. I don't know if that was just us.
That's just popping, okay.
What was it? Someone called me Robes, and I'm like, no.
Oh, Robes? Okay, yeah.
I'm like...
That was a trading thing,
because first of all, because you don't even say Roberts, you don't say it Robe, it's Roberts.
Yeah.
So one trader was like Nairobi.
Right. Yeah, we used to have our trader thing there.
And Shikadi and Nairobi.
Yeah, I know. Katina is like a... I saw something there.
I don't just leave it up there, can you?
In Italian is like where it's in your basement where you store. It's like a cold room. And then also that's a cantina.
Oh, seriously?
It's a cantina, and Katina is a chain of mountains, it means there. Anyways,
that's cool.
we're short Robinhood. We took a little small position here just because we were underneath, and then we put much more on. You can see our average price is 77.40 right now, although that's a 45, that's a 30. So average fill, okay, there we go. We get a 20 fill. Just trading it through VWAP here, not through, but hoping that we would hold out on VWAP and bring that rate back in now on Robinhood. So here we go to the downside on that one. We did take a hit. There was a story in the middle of the day about Apple and Gemini and all that, and I just thought we were underneath everything here, so I would try. So we made a little bit of money early as Apple came out and said, I'll have to read that exact story again, but basically that they're starting to test implementation of all the different AI bots and whatnot, the large language models into Siri, and I think it was something with Anthropic and, I don't know, OpenAI, everything like that. So that spiked Apple there because we get a little bit closer to hopefully getting some sort of a LLM there built into Siri so it can be a little more effective. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? I thought it was potentially going to be a Gemini Soul, you know, kind of like Chrome and everything like that, where you can choose maybe Gemini or just native Siri. So I was going to go short, but then we broke through the 50-period moving average, and that changed my mind there. So we'll have to wait for Google upside. We still have Marvell is. Even when I tweeted this out and I said, well, we still have a piece on, but like, I never know. Like, you never know this is going to happen. But Marvell into AMD earnings, we still got a very, very small piece left. I think it's like 5% left of Marvell near the highs. I put a 170 stop. Maybe we get a little more aggressive than that right now. We go 170, 150. So let's do that right now. And that's it. That's it for me, man. I mean, it's not too complicated. I'm going to go 170, 148. We'll put a stop order on that. We should have potentially Brian Shannon coming through today, so we'll see if that happens. Or not, but Marvell right now, nice upside play on that name. And I think it's all because we have tonight, right? And tonight's AMD. So if they report another big number, I feel like SanDisk and, you know, Marvell's another one, Broadcom, everything that's in the space runs. ARM runs. Like, I just think, oops, that's Robinhood again.
Doesn't it usually show the
Earnings calendars? What, for Marvell?
Yeah.
Oh, they're late. Marvell's always pretty late. In it there. So, yeah, ARM, I think, is going to be a great stock. I didn't even, honestly, I didn't even look at it today, and it just happened right now at 4:02.
Oh, what happened there?
I don't know. I was only calling it up because I was thinking about all the names that should benefit from, you know, this chip game continuously moving forward. And then SNDK and Micron. What the hell? SNDK is $1,400, up 12.5%. Oh, boy. Talk about a great opportunity there to watch out for SanDisk and Micron into the close today as we got some big earnings.
SanDisk?
SanDisk. Send it, yeah.
Send it.
Send it, yeah. I was going to say something and I caught myself and then I said SanDisk, but you got it there. So yeah, send it over here, man. Send all the longs over this way.
Except for Palantir.
Oh yeah, do not. Send that one to Dan Ives.
It made the bounce at the 135. So eventually played off 135, but you know, I'll call it like 1.5 for 3 there on Palantir for 2 reasons. One, because that looked like it was a good out, but I had to get up, and I can't move. You could code something for trailing stops, but I just sort of left a break-even stop in there. But realistically, like that other out should have been up here once it hits the target. And if anything, let's see. Yeah, now that I look at it, whoops. Ugh. That's one thing that bugs me. Like if I misdraw the trend line, I actually have to unclick it and then click it again to start a new one.
Yeah, it's not a great system.
It ends up holding this trend from VWAP, and that one could be taking into the volume weighted averages. That's too late. SMCI, only short this one because, yeah, it was a long early at this price into VWAP, and then it lost the bid and started making lower highs. But I think I'll probably just get out of this here, as it looks like it wants to go. And wait around until VWAP. They also report after the bell at some point tonight. I think we determined that SMCI was a little bit later than the others. But I'm going to hop out of this, maybe look for another spot to get in. Still want to play weakness or relative weakness there. Again, if you're downward trending and under the volume weighted average price, all that kind of good stuff, then I want to look for the short and find some strong names that might be able to find some dips. Biggie, how about STRL? Sterling Infrastructure. Do not know them.
Always random names people.
There's always a lot of random.
What was
names
that other one this morning? Sezzle, and we never
Sezzle.
really did too much about it. I mean, we've heard of it once we called it up, but
that is a sterling chart.
Is that sterling silver over there? Silver?
Well, that'll play.
We actually, we haven't talked about.
There's no technical analysis on something like this. Congratulations, trend is your friend.
What do they do? Wow.
I don't know sterling. I have no idea what this company. I could look it up, but then what's the point? Anybody else could look it up too.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the chart. There's no technical analysis to be done when you've got a winner that.
I'm going to say something to do with the data centers.
Somewhere, but
needless to say. Yeah, so here's the names that are coming tonight as Neil and I just sort of stumbled over what times we're coming through. Big Bear AI, I am very nervous about Big Bear AI. I mean, I didn't like the Palantir put up a huge quarter. It's like 2 quarters ago, Alex Karp said this is the greatest quarter in tech history or something like that. And Palantir tanked. So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping for the best and not thinking the worst, but whatever. That's coming at 4:15. Join us tonight, Neil, myself, at Dara, I believe. I don't know if Brendan's gone for the afternoon. We'll have to figure that out. But Lumentum coming through at 4 p.m. Strategy at 4 p.m. as well. Tempest there. Lucid. Oh yeah, I just saw you thumbs up. No, I'm logged in. Okay, good. I didn't know if I was logged in or not. Lucid 405, that's probably going to be a disaster. And this morning we had PayPal, that's still down 10%. Shopify was down 12% the last time I checked there as well. So Super Micro, look, we have it at 450. So I'll see everybody. I'll be in my car at 450. So hopefully that one won't worry. And maybe it'll come a little bit earlier because sometimes it doesn't come at all. So we'll wait. Oh, man, this screen, I don't think it's the mouse, Joe, over here. Something's wrong with the screen. No, it's not watch. No, it's not watch. Because look, you can't go up. You see how
it is. I was telling this to Joe. It's like when the configuration of each of the monitors is like not aligned properly.
Yeah, like I can't. Okay, anyway. Sometimes it lets me push up, sometimes it doesn't. But bro, it's the mouse, bro. Come on, we can't afford mice around here. This is a good one. This is a Corsair. It's supposed to be. I talked to Obi.
It's not the mouse. It's like you can only go up from one screen to the other.
I promise you.
2/3
Want me to switch it right now?
You guys know what I'm talking. Anyone that's multiple monitors knows what I'm talking about.
I'll do it. No, I promise you because I took it out as soon as I listen. Neil, I don't know. Okay, I know what Neil was saying, but I was actually using it, and as soon as I used the other mouse, everything was 100%.
Let me show you an example.
Operator. It was
look. I'm trying to go.
I know, man. It drives me nuts.
See, like there now it worked. It went through, but sometimes
but you have to it's like there's some form of wall there. Yeah,
there is a wall there. That's right.
Man. It's crazy.
What are we even doing?
And honestly, like if you find yourself unable to figure out very simply what you were explaining there, Sean, that maybe you had a traumatic brain injury, which is a serious thing.
That would be.
And if you have, then Origenics has some serious updates, ticker OGN on the NYSE American. The company has now activated its phase 2A clinical trial in Australia, with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002. An intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. Alongside that, Origenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution. With clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation, remember OGEN on the NYSE American.
I mean, it was a little. I mean, it was a nice throw. It was a little dramatic. It
was a bit much.
We don't need to have
It was a bit much.
brain trauma to be able to figure this out. But
I didn't know enough.
I do think there is something. That was a good one. Good segue there. I am getting a little bit more out of Robinhood. I mean, the Robinhood out was going to be a break of VWAP, and maybe if we were able to get some out, we would hold it a little bit further. So I think we're going to use. I have 70s now on Robinhood. That's that tick right into here. So if we do get out on it, this looks like. I guess it was Meta maybe mid last week, where we ran into a level like this, but it was to the high side, and we bought Meta. I think it was 606, 607, something like that. I was talking to the guys on the midday, and then it just ran, and we got like $13 or $14. We're definitely not expecting anything like that from Robinhood, because look at this, man. We take a look at that. Look at the market. I mean, this is another 1.5%. Like, what in the... Like, if you have money on the sidelines, it's just like it's burning a hole in your pocket right now, because the Nasdaq, like, just easy day, every day, seems to want to go up. Now, I know it was down yesterday, don't at me, down 1.19%, but, we're up 7x that today as it just continues to climb higher, and obviously on the back of some big data names, right? I mean, we had seen sort of the climb up there in Micron and SanDisk and everything like that. And if I even just go over here, Apple's doing some heavy legwork. I mean, these are some of the names that I look out for every single day. And if we just go zoom it in here, Okay, the SOXL obviously is 15%. Intel, come on. There's even like a little marker I've never even seen before on my screen. That must mean parabolic or something. 108, Micron up 10%, Qualcomm up 9%, Marvell up 5%, AMD, ARM. There's like, look at all these names on here. Q's, SMH, Broadcom, and then there's Apple doing heavy lifting too, 2.5%, Oracle 2%, Bitcoin up 2% from yesterday's close, Google up 1%, right? And we flip it over to the downside of it. You get Shopify, poor Shopify. Actually, they broke through that 110 area, not good. That was something that we were hoping would hold. PayPal. Isn't it just hilarious that the bottom 3 names are all names that reported? So it's just like they can't get out of their own way, it seems like. Netflix, what story did we miss with Netflix? I mean, why is Netflix below $90 right here? I mean, I thought that was going to be some sort of a wall. We did not like to see that break, that's for sure, on Netflix. Like, I must be missing something. There must be a story here because this oopsies, that's from the splint. This Netflix right here, like I thought it was going to hold right there because I didn't see a reason for it to come back in, especially after that Warner Brothers deal has been passed.
I want to see it back at 80. That would be a bad sign.
I don't want to see it anywhere. I don't. This is not good. So okay, we'll have to watch out for Netflix. I think that was a story that AI would be part of that story, and it would be actually a good thing. You know, we talked about how Spotify can curate maybe your playlist a little bit better than Apple, and that's what people are preferring and things like that. And I felt like Netflix also has a decent algorithm. I guess they just need a little bit more content. Silver just showed up on my scanner. I was just talking about that when you looked at that stock Sterling, and we said we hadn't looked at silver.
Made me notice something on my hot list
in a minute.
Now I don't even know what it means.
Yeah, I don't know either.
No, like my hot list has like these. See this?
That's what I was saying. Yeah, there's little markers
Restricted?
there today. Maybe we downloaded a new. Oh, restricted. Maybe that's for short sell.
Oh, it could be SSR.
Maybe.
That doesn't apply for. I guess SOX S.
Maybe
Oh
yesterday?
yeah, the blue means
So SOX S is the other way around. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because that would be the short.
that makes more sense. So the blue just means restricted. I don't know what and then orange ones show up every now and then. It's a weird thing, but yeah, so that's their way of showing that it's SSR, I suppose, which is important to know. And the reason why you want to know whether a stock has the uptick rule in effect is imagine you're trying to trade it. Now I'm shorting this on the trend line on BMR, but imagine that I was trying to take a break of the low. So you're sitting there, you're waiting, you have like all the time in the world for it to make this bottom break at like just call it 2270. It's not, but let's just imagine it is. And then this breaks, you try to get 68, 69, your key swipes down, and then, oh, that's right, it's SSR, you don't get the fill. So you might be better off, if a stock is SSR, looking for little pops up to be able to get into position. So that can be the better way to trade it if it's SSR. What was this? There was a stock the other day where, like right off of the open, you were gone. I don't remember what it was.
Was it Roblox?
I don't remember for what. I
About
don't
one
think it was
that went
Roblox.
SSR?
No, there was an SSR, like just a breakdown. Oh, I know what it was. It was CAR. It was Avis. Oh. It was a pullback day on Avis. And I don't want to say there was an obvious breakdown level, but to me, it was an obvious breakdown level after it halted. So halted down once at the open on the day that everything fell apart. And then it opened up, and then in that first candle, it was like $350, maybe the second day. It was a $350 level. So it halted, then 350 was an obvious breakdown. And it was SSR, and you try to punch the 350, and it's like,
right, and you
I'm like, you're not getting anything.
I'm not prepared.
Like, and there was no swipe back. Your only chance to have gotten the short was to sit there as it was trying to swipe back up, and then just kind of hope that it doesn't halt up on you. And if you did, it was a monster trade, but you couldn't hit the bid because it was short sell restricted. I know because I tried.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's good to have those little symbols.
I crossed like $1. Maybe if you crossed like $2 or $3, you would have got it.
I don't know if I
don't know if you'd want to though.
I don't know if the scanners are working here, but nothing's really hit. Nothing's filled in yet. So IBIT hasn't really come into our levels yet. Shopify did not. We wrote down Shopify. I mean, Shopify is a little bit of an ugly candle here because I had thought, that Shopify did have some sort of opportunity to potentially get back to the upside right now. Someone's randomly calling me here.
Screen it.
It says tap to view reason for calling. So let's see. Anyways,
does anyone have the screeners that are built into all the phones now?
It's just a scam one.
Can I customize those? I've never tried to or even thought about it.
I think so. Like that one just said, "Oh, your phone," like because they have to say. So it was like the guy put something in there. He's like, oh, it's a Chinese thing. It just says, your phone will be disconnected today if you don't answer this line there. So.
Yeah, like mine gives like a generic thing, but I was wondering if like should I have a screen like options?
Oh, where it says like this is needed.
This is what I want it to say. No, if I wanted to like mess with people.
Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah. I mean, it only does it for people that aren't in your contacts anyways.
Exactly.
Right? So you kind of are messing around with it. Okay, we did, as that was happening, spend a little bit of money here as Robinhood, just realizing I'm not even on any bids here. So let's just put a punch out a little bit there at 19 or 20 and take another out as it's coming right back in. So Robinhood's been a good short. We're out of exactly half of it right now, and we're going to wait to see if there's a downside play into 77 flat. So I'm just bidding right here, 77.05, maybe that hits, and then we're looking for the low of the day after that. So we'll see if, oh no, sorry, that's not the low of the day. We're looking for this right here, 76.80s, and then into the low of the day, which would be a 50 tick. So if that comes through, good for that. We'll wait for a Robinhood take, and hopefully it'll come through for us on that move to the downside. Uber just had a Uber move back up right there. That just halt. What is AIZN? I mean, Uber, nice move right there into $74. AIZN. We have the Assurant.
What the heck is
open
that?
Now? Okay, nothing. It's too bad that I can't screen this, and I apologize for sometimes.
Inc. 5 1/4 subordinated notes.
AIZ. Well, AIZ was also. Oh, that's Assurant. Okay, so some are notes.
It's some kind of.
AIZ must have been the one that halted there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just looks like, anyways, it's now open. It's not halting. It wouldn't be open if it was halted. Anyways, this is just I wish you could filter out by volume here, so we didn't have to, get halted notes about every single stock that ever halts in the middle of the day. Someone asked about AMD right here. Yeah, so if you're into AMD right now, I think it's great. You've got yourself obviously a winner. I mean, AMD has been one of those names that is completely parabolic to the upside with earnings coming tonight at checks notes 415 Advanced Micro Devices tonight. It will break higher. You might even see a 400 print tonight, to be honest with you. Why not go up 10%? I mean, it's up 5% right now. 10% from here, pretty much. I mean, depending on where we close.
The first move might not be up.
The first move might not be up, yeah.
That's the thing to remember.
The other way around.
Sometimes you get the first move down, and then you have to let it make the bottom, and then...
Yeah, I think the market is ready for AMD, so we'll see what they're looking for. Obviously, a well-covered name. It's funny because, like, NVIDIA has gone the other way today, so I don't know if there's potentially, that switch is happening now. People are just layering into AMD because of it's not because of valuation. NVIDIA's valuation is much cheaper than that of AMD's. I just wonder if it's the fact that maybe it's a lower market cap. I don't know, because I don't know. Maybe you guys in the chat can tell me, or maybe Like, I don't know what AMD is doing that much differently than NVIDIA to warrant.
Don't ask me, man.
This.
I've said already, if it wasn't for ARM and Intel, I'd be way more angry about the decision making on AMD versus NVIDIA for myself. Like, that's one of the. Sometimes it's the opportunity cost. Remember, it was 2 years ago, we were talking about SoFi versus Robinhood, and SoFi was fantastic, but Robinhood was better, so it was still like it was the wrong decision, even though it made a bunch of money, and that's the way you got to be able to think about things. So I don't know what's going on with AMD versus NVIDIA. I still think NVIDIA is going to be absolutely fine, but it goes to show that it's not a one-horse race. Like what we were just looking at, what was that other stock, random one we were pulling up that was like the GE Vernova, Sterling or whatever. Like there's all kinds of ways to play data center. There's all kinds of ways to play AI push, and there's not just one chip name to rule them all. You just want some pieces of the pie, right? Like you can be winning in Caterpillar, you can be winning in AMD, you could be winning in Light, and you can be winning in Marvell. Like it's just, as long as you got a couple in your, a couple of these parabolic runners in your portfolio, then, you can't worry if you don't have them all. I think that's an easy way to think about it. Something else to think about, the market continues to make highs. So any short, like on the trend here on BM&R, I'm going to show you what ETH is doing, because I guess I didn't do that.
Is ETH going the other way? You're short BM&R, yeah, because
ETH is weaker than IBIT. IBIT's above VWAP. ETH has been trending down. So I paid for BM&R shorts this morning and didn't use them. Well, that was an interesting decision, Neil, because that was a great short. Anyways, but I'm using it now underneath VWAP and underneath that trend line, which is now gone. But I want low of the day here. As long as we're holding some semblance of the bid on ETH, then we'll just take it out, scalp it to the low of the day, just looking for other opportunities out there. Intel, oddly enough, the one short I had in Intel was basically, like, that was it, and it just came back to the same price. I don't think I got back until after this, and I don't know how much I love it at randomly that same 109.5 level again. So this one, I think, is a one and done. I'm not going to try to, like, I didn't fight it on the way up this morning, and I'm certainly not trying to fight it this afternoon when it's catching that bid. Maybe if it does some kind of a weird, like, false break of a high and a sharp pullback, it could be a little something on Intel. But 13%, unbelievable. It's another one of those days where I was looking for the dip buy. Once it had broken out, missed the first shot at a short. There's only 2 chances to short this thing. Maybe you could have had it at the same price before. You had to wait for your shot and then go for it. USO is creeping up, which does give me a reason to continue to look for some shorts. But it's not moving that much, but it's holding over VWAP. If you break out from here, that could give a reason for the market to maybe slow down and find some reversion. But I want to find weak stocks that you're shorting maybe at the volume weighted average price or better.
All right, everybody. Yeah, so I guess I was asking a little bit about AMD and what the difference was there. I mean, people talking about how it's just NVIDIA's captured so much market share that, it's time for AMD potentially to, take some of that back. So, maybe that's what's been happening there for AMD. And then some people were bringing up also the CPU aspect. So I want to give a big shout out to those of you that were chiming in here on this one there. I can't see who you are. Oh, there it is. TPS reports said a few things there. Amy Liu talked about the NVIDIA leadership, and then coming in to take a little bit away from them here today. Like on the scanners, like nothing's really printing too much. You guys put it in the chat what you guys want to do. I mean, let me just quickly look.
I'm just going to ask the question.
I want to look at Tesla. Yeah, okay.
If we're considering the fact that AMD has to report tonight, you know what? I'm not even going to put a third option in. If we're considering the fact that AMD has to report tonight, they've been going absolutely ham. You got to hold it for a year. You see that NVIDIA hasn't gone. Whoops, hit start voting. You see that NVIDIA hasn't gone. Type 1, but you have to hold for a year. None of this like hold. It's not for overnight and how AMD is doing on earnings. NVIDIA 1, AMD 2, you got to hold for 1 year at these valuations. I'm going to double down on thinking that at this point, well, if NVIDIA has been lagging before, then, hey, it's got to be a better value now for sure because that was so right before, right? I'm going to stick with 1. Now, but this is a little bit more mixed. And when you consider how far AMD goes, I think that's pretty telling. So keep the votes coming in. Maybe at like 3 o'clock, we'll transition to a poll about
why not?
About some of these earnings names that we're getting after the bell. Not that there's a heck of a lot of them.
I think there's going to be a lot of votes for NVIDIA there. And
just because it hasn't moved.
Yeah, and I think it's NVIDIA is going and has been going parabolic. So we will look out for some opportunities there to trade. So, okay, nothing's obviously hitting my scanners. We did talk about that a little bit. Look at Tesla, almost like a puff pass on this one. I mean, not much going on at all with Tesla right now, as you can see. I mean, it's kind of just stuck in the middle between the 50 period and the 200 period on the daily. We'll wait to see if anything hits with Tesla, but so far, not so good there because not much going on. With Tesla here. We did take a cover on Robinhood. That was a good one, man. It came right into, we actually got 13s down there on Robinhood. So now it's all good. We're out of more than half of this trade. We were waiting for 05s. It went to 08 there. So maybe a little bit of a dip down. We'll be able to get some more Robinhood. And again, just shorting it right here. That's why I sort of was watching Bitcoin, but I don't know if the Bitcoin Robinhood thing at this point. Robinhood's come out with their report. We already know the story, man. Bitcoin's starting to head back up. If we see trading continue to be strong in the crypto market, then we know that they'll take that revenue, right? We always, you mentioned yesterday, house money always, or the house always seems to win. So they are going to take a percentage, on that trading, and they don't really care what Bitcoin goes. Well, I'm sure they do. They're a holder of Bitcoin as well. So as Bitcoin goes back up to the upside, I believe there's a small piece of that on their balance sheet. There. And then the other one would be, now remember, today there's a lot of hate towards this space because we have PayPal that was getting hit today. We have Shopify that was getting hit today. So both of those names like dramatically down. And, I read that Shopify report, man. I mean, we have it here today. I'm going to throw it out for you. This is, you can go into, check the link in description. I've been told to say that many times. Right here, gapping down, like this is what we wrote down. This was only 9% at the time here. Maybe if I zoom in, we can all have a quick look. This is what's written, and thanks to Adara for putting this all together, of course. Gapping down after its Q1 2026 earnings, fine, all right, so we know that. Revenue 3.17, beat 309. Earnings of 36, beat 33. Gross merchandise volume came in at 101 billion, beating 98 billion. So 3 for 3. Here it is. The company expects revenue to grow by 28% year over year, beating the 27%.
You know what? If you want even more than that, then trust me, it's on the website. Everything's on the website.
Which website?
No, it's a running joke. Because what's his name?
Do we have something on a website?
No, Cohen.
Ryan Cohen.
Ryan Cohen. That
when
was
asked the question.
It's on the website.
Right. Stop asking. It's on the website. Yeah.
Well, that's
okay.
I promise.
If we ever watch this on a website, we should be promoting
on the website, son.
Yeah, Darius says it's on the website. Okay, so good. So
no, but like the 16% down.
That's what I mean. Like, why are we down? Why did we drop double from where we were this morning when I thought it was decent? But again, there must be something that we're missing on Shopify right here, because I almost. Now, we're always going to use our 3-day rule, right? We've talked about that a little bit. I like the first day, let it flush down, let the analysts and everything, get their piece. And, those that downgrade and everything like that, they're going to keep hitting this to the downside as they're looking for potentially where the buyers are going to come in. And then tomorrow, so you get upgrades and downgrades day of. Then tomorrow you'll get a few more of those. Some positioning will happen. And then day 3, if it starts to tick back up, then we can say, okay, maybe potentially this is a bottom. We found it. I think it's a little silly to get involved now to think this is a bottom. But if it holds here for 2 or 3 days after earnings, then that's when you sort of say giddy up, and we can start to go back, maybe back up to the upside after you found a little bit of a bottom. But right now, it doesn't look like Shopify has found one. And I actually thought that Shopify was going to find one in there. And, we say sorry about that, but you have a lot of real estate here in Canada. We don't want anyone to lose their jobs, but maybe that's what it takes. Like we saw Coinbase and a few of these other names start to drop out of, just say that I think it was 14% of their workforce there for Coinbase. And it does suck when those announcements happen. But again, we've seen it battle back off those announcements to the upside because it's a cost savings, right? And we never like to hear that, but unfortunately, that is part of it. USO now, we're just hearing in our ear that Crude is now closed. And again, that's happened to me every time today. USOI, I don't know why. But there it is, down 3. Yeah, that's right. It should be a fail sound right there. USO down right now into 143, down 3%. So we just hope that there's some relief at the pumps. I mean, there's definitely not anything around here.
Actual thing, by the way.
What's that?
SOI.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. It's on the Amex, I think. It keeps on dropping down. Your BM&R
just very quickly
flashed on my system.
Yeah, it just flashed. I don't know. My stop was right here, right above the prior bar at like 92. But it just flashed up on a volume spike. So it goes halfway to the low of the day. But that's a trend break where I'm not terribly interested in going long. Nah. There's got to be, I feel like there's probably something a little bit stronger from going into it. So I'll look for something a little bit better if we can find, if there's a continuation play in crypto, this breaking the trend at the volume weighted average price, I'd rather that be a topping tail candle and find my way back into a short on a relatively weak name than try to fight that on a reverse. So I'm not going to reverse it, even though sometimes you look at that kind of thing like a reversal trade. Not going to do it. Someone said IREN is going ham. N-phase is... IREN doing this is not, that's not weird because IREN's been up. It was crazy yesterday as well.
I'm going to take this.
But N-phase, what got under this thing today?
N-phase?
Yeah. Because I couldn't, I couldn't find
It's
anything.
reaching for the sun today.
Yes. It's like Icarus.
It's going
Trying
to
fly too
the
close
sun.
to the sun.
By the way.
Sunshine's a great movie, by the way.
Yeah, we didn't, yes. Go ahead.
So there is a sector-wide catalyst. It looks like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said this morning during his press briefing that the ceasefire is intact. And I guess this is just semiconductor and chip-related news here for ENPH. I don't know why that would specifically impact ENPH. It had a underweight rating here, and they're going to be holding an annual meeting of stockholders on May 13th. So I don't know, a couple different things in Enphase. Again, it's being, for whatever reason, categorized as a semiconductor by Benzinga, so take that how you will. But yeah, I mean, Enphase, a couple things, nothing massive here.
Okay, well, interesting name, that's for sure. We can go back to that for a second. I just want to say that I did, so because we came back in here and I was bidding 5s, we would have easily got the 5s, obviously, because there's 4s on the bid right now. But I took 8s there because I was like, oh, I'll take it. It's coming back in. So we do take a fill there on Robinhood, and it's 40 cents. So we'll go stack up a little bit on that one. And we actually did have about a unit and a bit on this. Not like a 3 unit. 3 units is pretty high for a trade, and I didn't really want to do that right here in the middle of the day. So we take that Robinhood downside just a little bit as we continue to watch Bitcoin climb just a little bit. That's what I was talking about. BMNR started hitting on my scanners, but obviously same on Neil's. So got in and out of that one. All right, oil plays going through. Nothing else halting right now. What else you guys want to talk about here? Just looking at the chat. I mean, we want to enjoy. We do enjoy looking at the chat. You can go into our stock visualizer and we can have a quick look at that. Oh, BE is almost $300. Jeez, man. Wow, Mr. Ducats. That's something to look at. A11Y Guru keeps saying Fastly. So was Fastly reporting last night? I think I remember Fastly in the news recently. FSLY, Fastly again. I believe this is one of those names that we have our good friend Kathy Wood talks about Fastly. I mean, UiPath and some other names like that, but there goes Fastly. Wow, this is actually...
They're tomorrow.
Is it? Okay, yeah, I knew I'd seen it on our board. But yeah, wow, this actually, not gonna find too much of a better looking stock. Well, you will, there's lots of better looking stocks, but one that hasn't broke through the levels yet, that 50 period moving average, kaboom. This must have went from New York to Nasdaq because this is an old name. So we're missing data. But anyways, just if you look to be a stock that's maybe gone a little parabolic, how about 5 times right now? That was $7.
They flip markets
up to 35, back down. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it was New York to Nasdaq, over there. So Fastly, yeah, really going up. We can actually have a look here. FSO.
Well, it makes sense. And someone put a note in the chat. Remember, DigitalOcean's up a bajillion% today. Yeah. So it's a sympathy play. DigitalOcean's up 35%.
I mean, but look at Fastly. This is actually here, if we go over to like a weekly chart, this is a daily chart right now. So you still have a long ways to go until we get anywhere over here. Remember, no splits, nothing like that. But there it is, man, looking like it does want to, well, I mean, there's really no significant breakout. This was a great breakout right there, 25 bucks. It danced around it for a minute. Now you're upside. So I think if you're into Fastly right now, this $25 mark might have been the jump spot there. I mean, it did jump up to 35, came back in, stopped and halted the move around 22, and now you're back up to 32 bucks. So yeah, man, good little look there on Fastly. I think you're right about trying to maybe hold out for more on that. You know, we've seen breakouts last for quite a while.
I want to answer Trade Sniper. Yeah. Trade Sniper TV. Yeah, I like that. It's a cool name. You guys use Trade the Pool to trade stocks. How do you connect that to TradingView? It could be a general, I don't know if that was a general question directed at us, but we're at Real Trading, so we use, like there's the trading platform PA is proprietary to here. So if you ever see, you might see occasionally I'll pull up like, I don't know, like Bitcoin or like the DXY or something that we might not have in our system, and you'll see me pull up a TradingView chart, but that's, of course, as I try to type DXY, a typo. But that's the only time you'll see me use TradingView. I know some of the, it's a charting platform people use. I have no idea how that works for Trade the Pool, but you know what? Whenever you're trading, I don't care who your broker is. Real Trading is extremely responsive to their traders in terms of asking for requests. We didn't always have alerts like Sean was using today, and then people requested it. You get it added. If you have a question of your broker, you get on them and you ask them. It is their job to make sure that they are attentive to your needs, right? Like you are the client. So I would just...
Yeah, they would love to answer that question.
Yeah, of course. Like that's the thing. And you might have been asking generally in the chat to somebody else. Hangry Wife, Pete Pro 8 doesn't have Bitcoin. It does.
It does.
We don't trade it. Like here, let's see if I can find it. No, that's the wrong one. Shoot. Wrong thing in the drop down. There's so many options for Bitcoin. I have to go BTC. There's actual Bitcoin futures coded in here, which is I can't even find it. Yeah, you know why we don't use it? Because it's a different asset class. I have to find it in the drop-down. There's like a million different things we have for Bitcoin. But the reason why we'll usually use IBIT, and that goes for most people when it comes to trading the futures. That goes for why when I read you guys the list last week of like the most heavily volume things at Real Trading, there were all a bunch of things on the Amex, some of those like leveraged ETFs. It's because your equity, like your equity buying power and risk is one thing, and then there's like a futures buying power and risk, and then if you want to trade Forex, there's Forex buying power and risk, and if you want to trade Forex metal, they're all separate, and so would the crypto one. So if you've been an equity trader for a while, everything is built up in that platform, and IBIT looks like a stock, trades like a stock. I use the same risk for that and the same buying power for that. So it wouldn't even make sense to trade something that you can express to trade in an ETF if you're at real trading in anything but that. And that goes for the futures too. It's a big reason why people will not trade the ES. They'll just all be in the SPY because the move's going to be the same and you don't have to worry about building up multiple accounts. You can if you want to at real trading. They're all there. Sometimes you can get information overload with the amount of things you can trade.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good point. Well, I'm just going to go over right now. We're going to go to compare your profits right here. And we're just going to go over, and you talked about trade the pool. We are with Real Trading, and we every day, if you are part of Real Trading, it's called the Trader Information Portal. We have all the top markets that are being traded here. And we always scroll down. Yeah, not a very profitable day yesterday, it doesn't look like. The top 10 traders from yesterday. Now, we've seen numbers here in the, oh God, I might sneeze potentially in a minute. We've seen names in here, you know, in the 20s, 30,000 or so. Don't sneeze, don't sneeze. Blue Ocean last night, overnight. Palantir potentially, I guess. Yeah, I mean, $5,000 there. I mean, lots of things move in the aftermarkets, but yeah, most likely you want to lean towards something that reported. So that's Blue Ocean right there again. So we'll probably see that number even tick a little bit higher after tonight's names, and there's lots there. Oh, there's Blue Ocean again. Okay, so sometimes overnight you'll see you know, some big levels that are sitting around there, and once they're cracked, they go. So Blue Ocean, a couple traders on there, but then yeah, just to the point, there's really no CME on here ever. People will trade to Amex to look for the SPY or, you know, oil instead of trading. Like we actually have oil individual contract futures, like we've showed you that before. And here's all the different markets that we actually have. We can just start right here at Real Trading, like Stockholm, someone, you know, and so just to let you know, like most of the time, a lot of the European names, there has to be something going on, you know, like whether in earnings or whatever. Most of the traders at Real Trading will look at the North American markets, but there are lots of traders that look in Europe, and I think that that's a very, very wise place to go. Some of the markets that are less traveled tend to be the better ones, you know, more opportunities there because less algos and everything. So there's, yeah, let's go Robinhood. Robinhood right now, 50 cents, as that just broke down through 77. I hope some of you have that one. Amsterdam, Chicago, Mexico, shout out. We have the Mexican stock market here as well. Get those agave stocks going. There's Turkey right there, Australia, the Hong Kong market. We always talk about the OTC market, so there they are right there, 1,600. There's a funny clip I saw yesterday on the Daily Show. Someone asked President Trump something about a number, and he said 1112. But it was not, it was like he was trying to say 1,112 or something. But anyways, I almost said it right there. I almost said 1652. But there it is, Amex, Canada, Blue Ocean, we already talked about that, and then Nasdaq. So that's what's making money over here at Real Trading. And you know, for me today, I actually have all Nasdaq names. I traded AMD. This AMD is, I almost should frame this, to be honest with you, as just like a WTF moment. We went long there thinking that it came in. We're like, okay, let's watch this 345 level. We'll take 345.50s. And then because the low of the day was already 345.20. So I said, okay, if it does break, then we want to get out. I actually gave myself even a little, I thought I'd give myself a little more room, but I didn't. That's a 97 print. So as soon as we got out, same minute, within 2 minutes, this trade was $3 in the money, and we got stopped. Now we only had half a unit there because we were starting to build a position, but either way, man, I mean, how sweet would that be? 345 longs, we probably would still have a small piece on that. And I think even if I got out, right, let's not kid ourselves, most of the outs would be here, just like Marvell. We'll talk about Marvell now, 750. But right into there, most of the outs would be there. And then if I didn't get a lot of the outs in here, I might have even got stopped out. Because I don't know where VWAP was at the time, but like a break back down below these levels probably stops me out. But anyways, there goes AMD continuation play off of a sweet, sweet bid that we had at that one moment. But all right, we just talked about AMD. So it's important now that we figure out like where these implied moves are, because yesterday's Palantir was about 9%, was nowhere near that. Then the tank came through. So here we go. Adara, what are the implied moves tonight?
Well, I'm really excited because we actually have a whole bunch of really exciting implied moves for tonight. Occidental, I'm just going to start with that. Smallest implied move, as we would expect, 4.9%. But let's get into the big implied moves. They're all going to be in the latter half of the day because this is chronologically ordered. So you've got AMC, largest expected move, just shy of 15% here. Then you have SMCI and BBAI in third and second place, respectively. BBAI with a 14.5% expected move, and then SMCI 13.2%. Sorry, ALAB also up there here, 13.4% expected move. But AMD, the man, the myth, the legend, expected to report at 4:15. I find them to be incredibly timely when it comes to that 4:15 earnings drop. 9.4% expected move for them. Lucid of Timothy Chalamet and car fame, 11.8% expected move. Then you've got Lumentum, LITE, which will just casually make massive moves on an intraday basis without news or earnings. We've got an 11.8% earnings expected move here for LITE. But if you want to look at all of these names on your own, for yourself, check it out on X at TTV Research. This infographic is live. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, good look there. I didn't know anything about Timothy Chalamet with Lucid, but I guess he's a spokes. Oh, global brand ambassador.
I have like not one but multiple infographics of Lucid with his face on it because we legally can.
There we go. Okay. All right. Global brand ambassador. I saw last night that he did not go with, I don't know if it's a girlfriend or wife, but she went to the Met Gala there. And no, he went to the Knicks game. So he was sitting there courtside at the Knicks game. Get it.
Yeah.
The Chalamet there.
I mean, look, I'm sure the Met Gala is nice, but like.
Which one was his?
Playoff basketball in Madison Square Garden.
I forget which. Kendall Jenner. Is that the right one for him?
I don't.
Anyway.
You're asking the wrong. I'm pretty sure it's somebody along those lines, but I honestly.
Oh, it's one of them. I just don't know which one it is. I'm just because I saw her over there too. All right, so a couple more outs there. Just took another 77 there. Remember, our out on Marvell is going to be 170, but I almost think we don't need to get too fancy with this. There's that 170 right there. Actually, I don't know. Part of me is thinking I should get out right now. What is that low? Yeah, let's go to 17. What is that? 171. Okay. I think let's just go on a 171 break. I don't want to wait all the way down. So, already there, 171.50. That's already what we're using. Okay. So perfect. We're almost shut down. So see, better idea than I thought. 171.50. I thought I was going to wait for 170, but my stop order was already in for right here. So if we break through 170, we're going to get out of that one. So we'll have to wait to see what Marvell wants to do with that. If it does break out, man, we're just going to get out. So that's simple play there for me on MRVL. If it breaks, we're out. And if not, we'll stay in it just for a little bit. We can now put our offer maybe at the day's high of around 173. So if it does kick back up there, we'll just thank our lucky stars that we didn't get stopped out there. Still $7, so we'll take it. Robinhood doing its own thing. Like, I wish there was more stuff happening. I mean, there's nothing halting right now as we wait for more plays. We could always trade SanDisk.
Might take another shot.
If we felt jiggy with it, but look at SanDisk is not doing too much. You're taking that shot on eBay.
eBay popped, has gone 105 to 106. Sorry, 106 to 105 to 106 to 105 to 106 to 105. I just took it the one time. This morning, this was the one that bugged me because it was really the short the continuation short that I liked the most. I didn't get back in until it played off VWAP. So if this pops into VWAP and the market's going to be slightly, trending up all afternoon, that gives you something that we could trend into and get a bit of a reversal. So I'm going to throw that up somewhere. A lot of people talking about the Lakers. I have no idea if Luke is playing, and why does LeBron flop? LeBron flops because everybody else flops. I'm not a LeBron apologist, but you literally had Jaylen Brown complaining about Embiid flopping, and then that guy had one of the worst flops I've seen in the playoffs. It was the night before. Yeah. And then he's complaining about flopping in the press conference. It's just, you understand that sometimes it's just about being competitive and trying to win, and if refs fall for it, then what are you going to do? You're going to do it. I remember one time I was in a tournament, we in high school, we weren't really we didn't expect to do much, and then we found ourselves in the semifinal, and I knew the ref was out of position, and a guy, he hacked at me, and he absolutely fouled me, but my back was to the ref, and there's no chance he could see it. And my first reaction was to, I did one of those. And then the ref made the call. I'm like, he didn't see it probably, but the guy did foul me. I'm like, whatever. I got to the line. We got the 2 points, and it mattered. So at the end of the day, you just do what you can to win within the rules, and you get caught, you call for the foul. So I'm not one of those haters on all the flopping. Because to me, you're either just doing what you can to win or you're not trying at all. It sucks. I hate watching it, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. Intel's barely even moving. I thought maybe there'd be something here. Tell me you're up 14%. And you're going absolutely sideways. What is going on in some of
the whole market is really slowed down.
Yeah, volumes. Not this again. AMD here. Yeah, maybe something. Yeah, double top on AMD. That could be a little something. What's up, Adair? Chilling. I didn't know either. I was just throwing up this AMD chart, and then we're saying hi to Adair. Little double top action on AMD. That could be something, but
Andre the Giant.
Whoa, SMCI. Oh, I don't believe you. Right back into prior close. If this fails going green, this is now set up a nice trend up to try to revert. I was long in the morning. That was not a short. This was just long on a bounce into VWAP. Maybe something into 28 for a reversion there could also work. We'll see. I love that people are bringing up Deflategate. There's a big difference between Deflategate and flopping.
Oh yeah, Deflategate.
There's a type of cheating that like only one team is doing, and then there's something like which happens every single game by pretty much everybody. I don't equate those as the same. Adara?
As someone who was deeply fascinated by Deflategate when it happened, but knew nothing about football and still doesn't know much about American football, like, did they deflate? Like, because I know it was Tom Brady, right? And the Patriots, did they deflate the balls? Like, what was the allegation and how many people were doing it?
Yeah.
I'm actually curious here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, apparently they went to the ball boy and all that kind of stuff. And they did, I think there was some ratting out of him and everything like that. And it's just that he had preferred the ball, I guess, a certain pressure.
I'm not even remotely okay.
That was a long time ago.
My bias is implicit here. I'm a Bills
fan. The Patriots are more about cheating on the signals and everything.
It was the taping at practice.
Yeah, that was a little bit.
That's the bigger deal.
The thing is, like in college, like if you can decipher what somebody's play calling is, I think that's fine. Like honestly, if you're looking at a third base coach and like you figure out what the steal sign is,
perfectly legal.
I mean, that's completely fine, right?
And you can signal anywhere.
I don't know about like chilling out at people's practice facilities and doing stuff like that. That seems to be a little bit off-putting. But other than that, man, I think the Deflategate was just probably a thing. There's a lot of haters for New England as well. Like, let's be perfectly honest. And I'm sure that they maybe just, I know you're one of them there because, of course, because of Buffalo there as well. As a Green Bay Packer fan, we don't hate that many teams because there's not that many teams in our way. So
yeah, the Bears have not been good for a very long time.
The Vikings
you guys used to be.
The Vikings never even won a Super Bowl before. And the Lions, I mean, if anything, people feel sorry for them.
I have nothing but love for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
because if you're
very
like,
similar.
Yeah, they're very similar to the Bills. White House press briefing at 3:00. We've got the Lumentum earnings at 4. We've got AMD earnings at 4:15. I like this little coming up thing, but it needs to have that black background all the time. There was a couple times it came in and you couldn't even read it.
And the briefing has Rubio. I just wanted to say this is our first press briefing with Secretary of State Rubio because we know Caroline Leavitt, White House press secretary, she's on maternity leave. They've decided they're just going to have a rotating host of cabinet members. Apparently J.D. Vance might also do a briefing. Secretary Bassett might do a briefing. Today it's Marco Rubio to kick things off. I will be covering this with bated breath. Back to you.
With bated breath. No, that's a saying that I don't know that I know precisely what it means. It's anticipation. It's anticipation
for something.
Right? Oh, so it's like, yeah, okay. I know it's anticipation, but it's just one of those. So SMCI just did this whole move into the. Didn't even get fully filled. Just came into the high, pulled back in. Now it's going through VWAP. A little bit of a right-hand turn. BM&R also turned around, so I could have got back into that. You could have literally taken about anything on that curl off the high, and it looks like we started coming back in. So let's look for the prior low in the morning, 27.6 here. If I can get a reload on a snap back up and still give it to the high, fair enough, that'll work. For sure. Trig trades with a super chat.
Yeah, Trig trades there. He says like shooting fish in a barrel. Well, I need to look at those barrels. I mean, we've been shooting some fish here in Robinhood. Yeah, go Seahawks. Yeah, I mean, Seahawks gonna have another great year, I feel like. But Sam Darnold really turned it up for them.
I liked them last year because Kenneth Walker is one of my favorite players. But now that he's on the Chiefs,
yeah, that's such a boring Super Bowl. But
that's a tough one because now he's on a team that I don't want to win, and I like the guy.
It was Seattle, New England. That's who it was. Yeah. So I think out of both those teams, I think Seattle would have a better chance of repeating than New England. But
New England's gonna have we're gonna have a real schedule this year.
Drake May could be, yeah, but I think he got some help though on the receiver side of things.
Heidi Lundgren. Heidi Lung.
No, so we've gone over. Yeah, what's up, Heidi? We've sort of gone over Big Bear AI, and I've sort of showed you guys what we're looking for here with Big Bear AI. I mean, they're going to be coming tonight, and it's just going to be a tricky one to see where they wind up going. I mean, if we zoom in a little bit here, this is why I basically was picking Big Bear AI. I mean, we understand, that they are going to be an AI play. We see a name like Palantir get hit. And with all the software as service names, a little bit nervous, but you could see here their last couple quarters, you go from like -5 cents, -42, -25, -49, -3, -1. So their estimated EPS right now is -8 cents. I just wonder if they can turn it around and get a positive number there. And if they do, then I do think that Big Bear AI does have a very good chance of flashing through today. So we'll see if Big Bear AI does have it in it. But I mean, like I said, we saw what Palantir was up to right here, right now. So Big Bear AI Holdings is anticipated to improve its revenue visibility as it approaches 2026, so that's great. Improved balance sheet, so hopefully they don't have to. Check out the balance sheet, see what their cash on hands are, cash equivalents, because we don't need to raise, and that's part of the problem. If you start to raise, then the market comes after you. We've already seen that on offerings. All right, so here it is. Positioned to benefit from the increased investments aligned with its core competencies. So we talked about that for border security and things like that, particularly due to the current administration's focus, there it is, on technology-led solutions. So I've never even read this before, and there it is talking about what we're doing there. They do have something called Ask Sage, that's right. It's like a large language model that has been approved for the Army there. So they have a recurring revenue of 25 million. We're hoping for more than that as well. And then on this side, they just talk about, it looks like the Bears are worried a little bit about their balance sheet again and gross margins. So we already sort of know about that, but there it is right there. Big Bear AI is a provider of mission-ready artificial intelligence. So this is the kind of stuff, like I've recently called this a baby Palantir, but now it doesn't really make any sense. There's so many baby Palantirs out there. But analytics capabilities, logistics, cybersecurity solutions, autonomous systems, digital identity services. Like these guys are all over the place. And I think they're positioned right. Just a matter of will the earnings show up and will it give us something that we like. Like look at NVIDIA right now. So anyways, thanks for the question on Big Bear AI. I always think it's, here, we can look at the chart. I think it's a little foolish to try to play the earnings game. But, if you're looking to dip buy, or maybe let's just say you have 10% of your position and maybe you're not into Big Bear AI and what I just read to you and you've done some research yourself and you think that there is a potential headwind to tailwind pushing this name forward, then yeah, possibly. But remember, like if it's a problem, there is a short vote of 28% or so. So Big Bear AI, the shorts will come after this name and bring it back in. So if you bought off the lows, I mean, I think there's a chance for this to go. So we'll wait on Big Bear AI. But no matter what the name is, like we said, if you look over at Shopify, we started the show showing you what Shopify's numbers were like. We started talking a little bit about Palantir earlier as well, and that they had a decent quarter and down 7%. So
the market's
the software names are coming, man, and they're hard.
But what's Meta's excuse?
Well, they're CapEx. I mean, Meta hasn't been able to.
I mean, today I can understand. I understand why the earnings names go down today.
Money only can go one place, and right now, money.
Hey,
what's up, Adara again? Yeah, money seems to fly into the hot sectors.
It's like when if it's the AI
this
trade.
This is good. Keep it like this. There we go. Keep going, Neil. That's fine. It's better they don't see me.
It's just weird because that could just replace the column there for a couple of seconds. Anyways, it doesn't really matter, but it's cool to be able to see what's coming up. I think it's a great idea.
We're the guinea pigs around
here.
It's
a matter of where to put it. Someone's got it. I'm used to beta testing. Beta testing is a part of
we do that.
It's a part of a trader's life. We
do that around
if you're at a prop floor, for sure. Like although I'm not in the new version, you still are. Meta. What was I saying about Meta? Shoot.
Well, you're just wondering why it was down.
It's the AI thing. So like if it's when the chips are going to be strong, and we're going to be going nuts and bolts, and who actually is going to, and who's currently winning, you get more of the same, and that leads to some weakness in Meta. But what's different today is all those same things. Usually that applies to the money going there, and then Apple not being up 2.5%. Like I'm used to when our chip names are going ham, Apple looks relatively weak. We're not getting that today. Apple says, who cares? It's not the end of the week yet. It's only Tuesday. But Apple wants that high. I said it would be boring to the high. Well, today isn't all that boring. It's getting there. Apple's going to break that top this week, maybe even tomorrow at this particular rate. So another good day here for APL. Bad for Meta. Not the best for Alphabet, but it's at least
up 1%. I mean.
Yeah, it's up. It's held the gains, but it's been trending down. Like with the market at highs and trending higher, you have a few unfortunate names which are chilling at the lows to separate the winners and losers. I would posit that the comparison, you can't make a comparison between Alphabet and Meta, both being at the lows. Google is much, much better, Adara.
In this KOPN, we're seeing an interview here with the CEO. I've seen comments coming from this for the last hour or so. They said they're going to have a revolutionary new product soon. That was about 30 minutes ago. Nothing major here in terms of a move. However, CEO of COPN, which is Copen Group, just saying that a takeover offer, quote, may be coming for the company. Back to you. Also, guys, a reminder, Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, could be starting his press briefing for the White House at any minute. Sorry, I'll be keeping you guys posted. Back to you.
So, some of you asking about they love having Sia on the desk as well. Yeah, she's just clearing up some paperwork, and hopefully will be back with us, just graduate and everything like that. So I'm hoping near the end of this week, but maybe even first thing next week. I don't know, but she's still around, so no worries on that one. Giving her some time to sort everything out, and then she'll be here, the idea full time. So we're excited to have Sia on board, of course, on that team. So and then doing the news desk there with Adara. And yeah, we're really happy, and obviously of that team, so as many of you are. So Brendan as well on the desk. So tonight we'll be staying late. We did talk about some of those names that we'll be kicking through later on, but let's just have a quick little look at the broader board right now, a little bit of a bigger picture. Neil just went over some of the tech names, but that's not the only sector there. I mean, Eli Lilly, I was really quite happy with this one, up another 2% today, really bouncing off some of those lows. They were starting to get to the downside there when they broke that 988 the first time. So we're right back at a key level. I will show that in just a couple seconds, what's going on with Eli Lilly there today. J&J's another stock, just waiting for that to get a little lower to buy some of that. We'll wait for some J&J. They've already reported, though. The financials really have been kind of sleepy for the last little while, so we haven't really looked at too much of them, but JP Morgan upside, Berkshire down. Berkshire had their annual report on the weekend. Didn't seem like it was anything too exciting over there. Even Warren Buffett was still around, saying that didn't really see anything that was worth putting cash into. So I don't know what that means exactly, other than exactly what it means. Schwab, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. So it seems like there's Coinbase down there on some worries there, cutting some of their staff and just worried that maybe the business isn't as rock solid as they had thought there. So Coinbase coming to the downside. We do have McDonald's earnings later this week as well. So they're starting to go upside, up 0.55 tomorrow morning. I just heard for them as well. Thursday morning, sorry. Marriott, Hilton, all upsides. Some of the travel names starting to go a little bit today. I think that a lot of that to do with much of the gas price, right? I mean, oil down 3% today. Could see maybe a little bit of a boon in some of these names like an RCL or a CCL. I don't know what the best Carnival Cruise or Royal Caribbean or Viking or NCLH Norwegian, which name would be the right one to invest in, but they're all, down near some of these levels where I think they're probably going to be investable soon. I mean, this has already come back into these November lows, and you do have a nice chance to get back up to the upside here as vacations. I mean, cruises, I've never been on one, but they're pretty popular. We ran into some people that were claiming cruises on the weekend and go on some cruises. I think people, when they go on them and they like them, they really like them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always fear the lineups and then just too many people, and I don't know. But the guys I talked to on the weekend, they said there's lots of restaurants and there's lots of stuff for kids to do as our kids get a little bit older.
Storm, you get the nice, no matter how big the ship is,
it's about the rooms.
You can easily still have waters that are rough enough that you will just have stuff moving all over the place. Mm-hmm. You know where that doesn't happen?
I don't want that.
That doesn't happen at the resort. That doesn't happen on the beach. Like as long as there's no like tsunamis, which is incredibly rare.
Tsunamis,
yeah. You don't want to be on the beach.
But Neil, if there's tsunamis, you don't want to be on a cruise either.
Well, yeah, it's a good point. I'm not a cruise guy.
Tsunami doesn't solve everything.
TCL is an upweight at the close.
Yeah.
So we're expecting.
Oh, that's right. There was that hantavirus.
Yeah, we're expecting a couple mil
on a cruise.
There was a virus and it was a viral outbreak on a cruise. That's the other thing. You're all in confined quarters.
Huh?
I have nothing against it. My parents love it. We have friends that love it. I'm just not that dude. And I don't think I ever will be. But the CCL is an expected. It's a weird one because it's going. I think it's going from like one of the Russells to the other. So like it's like more of an up weight than it is a down. So we're expecting a buy imbalance on CCL.
Trader TV
That's
Live
New York,
cruise.
right?
Yeah, we could set up a Trader TV Live cruise. That'd be kind of fun.
No, we just finished saying. So right now CCL is already 3.3 million to the sell side. I think it's supposed to be a net buy. So that's the other way right now. Cliff, 2 points, this is early. 2.6 million already. Snapchat's a sell of 1.1 million.
Wow, those are actually
shares.
pretty heavy so far. Like,
Well, CCL is supposed to be
only
something
305.
tonight, but that's the wrong way. Snap, yuck, down again. Weren't we talking about potential breakout on Snap into $7, and then I guess it kind of lost a little bit. So keep an eye on CCL going into the close. That'll be potentially something. SMCI is still working through VWAP here, but since it broke trend, it hasn't really made a secondary push. I might look for a reload. In here. I just heard that.
Yeah, I was just about Netflix. I should have waited till you were done. I saw it on there, but
Hopefully now is my.
we'll look at that in a minute. Pops Mafia.
Yeah. I'm looking for the reload at this lower high here, but no, seriously, Netflix, it's a great question. I don't know, man. I thought Netflix was going to hold 90. So I'm a little surprised it didn't even bother trying to hold 90 today. That's right.
I know Dara's with Fabian, but maybe there was a story about Netflix. Like Netflix, like it's getting crushed. Like
getting smoked.
I don't really know why. The Nasdaq's been up here right now. And not only that, man, but Netflix, and Dara's going to come probably with something, but where's the green day?
I will be coming in with nothing because there is nothing. It literally says here on Benzinga, there are no fresh company-specific developments. We did have Paramount Skydance with earnings. We've got AMC tonight. So it's like, maybe it's just having a little bit of like a horoscope. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like certain things in the cycle. It's in that part of the earnings moment where we're getting a lot of these theater-related names. I have no idea if that's related, but what I can tell you is there's no obvious news on Netflix right now.
All right, so
Getting a sympathy dump because of Paramount, that's not a good look. It feels, if that's the reason, that's not a good look for them. I think
but it's not getting anything.
It doesn't make any sense.
There hasn't been an update since April 16th. Like, this is the last time we saw an update in Netflix. Like, this is a nothing day, and then it's just been all down. I mean, why is that, for example, red? That should be green.
That's a green day.
I don't know. But anyways, nothing. You can have the time of your life, but there has been no green day right here in Netflix. So as that continues, I don't get no love for that one. But there it is to the downside as it continues to make lows right there on Netflix. Yeah, what's up to you as well, T2 Trades, man? You are right. I looked at Oracle earlier this morning and was like, what up with that, man? Oracle right now seems to be ripping. So we'll go over to Oracle and type in oracle.ny. And there it goes, man, up 3 and a bit percentage points. As, yeah, all these data center names, right? Everything involved there, whether or not it be Caterpillar, whether or not it be GE Vernova, whether or not it be SanDisk or Micron or any, the sum of the parts, Marvell as well. Everything today just seems to be upside. I mean, there's another 4% there on Marvell. We've even looked at ARM. We've looked at a bunch of different names that are really, really starting to go. And it's just a matter of believing in the dried up space as far as inventory is concerned and what's out there. Like SNDK, apparently they're already sold out through 2026. Like if you need any sort of memory or RAM or Micron's been DRAM, you need any of that, man, you're gonna be waiting a hell of a long time. So these back orders continue to get going, and that's why you see names like LRCX and Sharif went over Lam versus ASML and all that. And it's like, they need the equipment to make these parts. So as you can see here, Lam Research as well, upside, breaking new all-time highs right now. And I'd assume that ASML is also joining the party as well. I don't remember what the low was. I think it was 1,100 or something on earnings.
Got work to do, though.
Right there, 1,250, sorry, was that low. It still has moves to go here, but again, another 4.5%. So we're talking about what's working versus what's not. What's not today, some of these names, right? The fintech names, we've seen PayPal down 8-9%, and we saw Shopify down as we worry maybe potentially a bit about the consumer. I'm not too sure, but right now, that's where we look for a little bit of a concern. Is the fintech space, because SoFi also.
I was worried about SoFi
hovering around 16,
but it's still held 16, so that's a good sign.
What kind of barcode is
SoFi? The problem is SoFi got the dump and looked like it was closing in on the gap fill, which needs to break. It's probably almost exactly 17-ish, 17.05 or something like that. But it's holding on 16. For that next push up, it's going to have to do something a little bit spectacular. This feels like it's this could just be a really false move on SoFi. Like that little shakeout. PayPal did almost exactly the same thing, right? Like you got the move up, held to 50, tried to go, went a little bit, and then if you got long after that first push instead of in here, still in the long off 47, 48. Personally, that wouldn't be my cup of tea under the 50-period moving average, but to each their own. You still have a little something going, but these fintech names have not been very good. And that was with us talking about how Affirm was looking okay. They report Thursday after market. Dara's not at her desk, so I don't have a Dara chiming and saying, Neil, you're right. But I'm pretty sure, they report sometime this week. And this one's setting up. Like this is a little bit better. If you're looking for like some kind of a fintech, which is looking more bullish, right? Like what you expected out of, what I would have expected out of SoFi off that low, out of PayPal off of that low, you're at least getting out of Affirm here with a chance to really squeeze if it can break $70. But all that will come to a head at Thursday, I believe, after the bell for them. Crazy Hood is not up today with Bitcoin. Robinhood's not only Bitcoin. It matters, but there's more to it than that. Like they're not going to get if you've got the payment processors and you've got the fintech names in general looking relatively weak, well, that's also the group that they're in. If they're not a pure play, like Riot's fine today, right? Like I'm sure Mara's having a very good day. I haven't looked. Riot's up 8%. Mara is up. I mean, they also have Bitcoin on their balance sheet. That's just sad, Mara. Mara's only up a point. Well, Riot's up, I'll give you that much. But it's not a pure play over there in Robinhood. Like, look at Coinbase. If we're making that argument, Coinbase even trimmed costs and they're down 3%. So there's been a lot weighing on some of these other players here. We're going to go back over to Sean. The only thing that I added was just a little bit of a reload at the lower high and then tighten the stop up here on SMCI as it tries to glide lower. I want it to lose VWAP, but if it holds VWAP again, I'll take some out.
I was just looking here, APUS, just quickly, I just want to bring this to everyone's attention. There is a story about this here. Meds Pharmaceuticals, U.S. settles, resolving dispute right now. So, something happening here with APUS, a couple halts there, news pending, it's now out. APUS really starting to go upside again right now. And here on Robinhood, just a funny thing, like I'm probably helping their business out a little bit here, although we're not using Robinhood, but if I was, look at all these outs as we this almost looks like an algo again, but it's just me. Hey, it's me. Most of these lows, we got all in the bottom wicks right there, and look at it just continue to fall down in again. Just having some fun here in the afternoon, but volatility creates movement. And of course, if you're a sophisticated trader, movement creates opportunity. And Beta Pro by Global X offers Canada's first and longest running suite of levered and inverse levered ETFs built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of precision. Its triple levered bull and bear ETFs are tied to the Nasdaq 100 index, are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified daily exposure and giving traders tools to engage with both upward and downward momentum. These strategies are currency hedged, seeking to offset US dollar exposure back to the Canadian dollar. For those navigating short-term market moves, both up and down, Beta Pro offers the flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like for your strategy, your objectives, and risk profile. Trade tactically and learn more at betapro.ca. Same symbol that we always trade around here, TQQ. You can grab that Q, 3 Qs, grab that on the TSX as well. All right, so we were just talking about Robinhood a little bit. I mean, NVIDIA continues to get hit, man. I mean, you know, getting up to VWAP would have been pretty sweet there, and we can hit it right back down in, but that's not really happening right now for us. I'm kind of just like interested in this AP.
Happening in Zim.
Yeah, maybe Zim maybe have something to do with this name as well, but APUS, nice move. If we zoom back out on this and just to see, so the US here on APUS, there is a new story here. I just saw it, there it was. It's a pharmaceutical. They settled the resolve dispute regarding Med's business combination with Mindwave Innovations. So this name looks like we either IPO'd right here back in May of 2025 and wasn't doing a whole heck of a lot. And there we go upside, clearing the way here for Meds. So that looks like that story. I'm not sure what's going on with Zim right now.
I don't know. I'm trying to find it here. Zim was, there was a, no, they have a cash offer at 35 from some international company that nobody thought the deal was going through. So it traded like, it traded like well underneath the price. Like ever since the deal was announced, this has been absolutely nowhere near. So if I had to guess, and I'm just guessing because I don't see a headline, there must be something indicating a better chance that this $35 deal could go through, because it's being priced at a huge discount. As if the deal would, like, forget about Warner Brothers at like 10% underneath. Like this one was trading like 30-something% under the value. Like kind of like what WonderFi was doing with Robinhood. Yeah. Because WonderFi did the same thing, and sometimes that's a good value. Like WonderFi was free money when it did this, but I don't know if that's the same with Zim.
I'm seeing one headline on Zim. I'm not sure if it's legit, so I'm looking into it, but just letting you guys know there could be something. I'm not going to say anything till I know.
Okay, perfect. You got to make sure you get it right.
It could be something, it could not be.
Volcan with the super chat.
Okay, Mr. Oracle, hey, what's going on? What is your take on AMD earnings? Yeah, dump it. It would be my take. Hold on a second. I'll do that in a second. 77.31. Thank you for calling me the Oracle, but the Oracle of Omaha, of course, is Warren Buffett. I'm going to just quickly here think about getting out of this name as we look forward. Robinhood, if we do break it back above, we've done real well. I only have about 16% left on this one, so we'll watch out for that take of 70. What did I say there? Of 30s on that one. So we'll have a quick little look and see what's going on over there as well. But you want to talk about AMD. I think the numbers are going to be great. When I look at a stock that's been doing stuff like this, I mean, shout out to Taylor in the chat. It's been talking about how there's more upside to a name like an Intel. Is there more upside into this? Maybe. We've already seen, you know, sort of what makes me think differently sometimes is like we've already seen SanDisk and Micron and some of these other names. I know Micron reported a quarter ago, but they are a late report. The demand is still there, you know, and you're seeing names, and what I mean is for the chips, for the parts, for everything. So I'm not sure what AMD is going to report, but I don't think Lisa Su, like her and Jensen are basically like, they're geniuses when they get in front of the mic and Wall Street and analysts and everything like that. So they're going to know what to say. I mean, a lot of people thought AMD's lunch was getting like, you know, just absolutely eaten and destroyed and everything by NVIDIA. But I remember listening to CEO Lisa Su, and she was just like, nah, man, like we're good. This is going to be fine. We're going into different spaces, right? They're more into the CPUs. And, you know, they have high quality GPUs that are being made. And
they also offer a cheaper alternative.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? The pricing alternative is here. Although there are a couple of headwinds, right? Those TPUs that Google and Amazon and everything, and the custom ASICs with Marvell and Broadcom, like some of those are going to run into potential headwinds for them. But I mean, do you want to go short? Adair, do you remember what the implied move is on AMD? I could just 9%. So even if this thing comes back in 9%, we're kind of just where we were like last Thursday down there at 320. But we do have a story up there right now. You could see, I think Adair's going to maybe cover this, but let's go see what she's up to.
Yeah, I wasn't really going to cover that. It's more of just the U.S. saying they're going to be targeting Iran. I wanted to put it on the screen for you guys to see, but I think I might have the headline here on Zim integrated shipping. This is the one that I mentioned I was seeing circulate on social media. So again, this is just a report. I have no confirmation of any of this, but this headline has been circulating, this specific screenshot. Basically, there's a report that an Israeli investor group led by Chaim Skal has submitted an offer to acquire full ownership of Zim integrated shipping at $4.5 billion. That would be above the $4.2 billion offer that was approved by Zim's shareholders and brought forth by Hapag-Lloyd. So it looks like Hapag-Lloyd, who again, their bid was already approved by Zim shareholders, they could be outbid here by Chaim Skal. Back to you.
Or just one thing on that. That higher bid, like the bid that got outbid is $35 on Zim.
What is the price of it?
It was trading at 26. It was already trading at a huge discount to the other bid. So remember, this is clearly something that the market and the arbitrage traders are not pricing in as a high probability. If this was a high probability of closing, it wouldn't have been trading at 26 in the first place. It would have been at like 33, and based on like the time value of money and stuff. So this has been way out of the pocket for a while. So when you hear that, like outbidding a 35 that gets 10% higher, like that would imply it could be 37, 38. But who knows? Maybe it's like some stock or something. There. So that looks a little bit tricky to me. I don't wonder if there's not an opportunity tomorrow, if there's no response, to see it sort of just maybe even sell off at one of those levels. But I'd stay away from that one up here. I'm not chasing it. It's not just that it's going to go higher automatically. I've been in that. I remember you see price, you hear deal, you hear the price, and it's like, oh, there's a higher bid. You're like, oh, it needs to go above 35 because that was the prior bid. No, it's not automatically going to go above $35. Not going to be that simple. At 320 now, I might reload one more time. If these lower highs continue, might take another shot and continue to tighten up the stop there on SMCI. Not really seeing anything too crazy. In terms of AMD, that's looking like it's rolling over a little bit here going into earnings. That could be interesting if it pops right down into VWAP. I feel like most earnings names have gotten some kind of a late bounce in the chip space. We'll see. It is falling down a little bit here. So market kind of dully going sideways. We'll look for maybe a couple more shorts and head back up to the desk.
Lots of earnings here on tap, guys, for after the bell at 4 p.m. You've got LIET, Lumentum, TEM, Tempest, and MSTR Strategy. 405, Lucid, Arista Networks, Astera Labs, and Joby. 415, AMD, Occidental, Big Bear AI. 450, Supermicro, and 5 or TBA at some point after the bell. We'll get AMC. So please stick with us. Don't go anywhere. At 4 p.m., this earnings palooza will kick off, and we'll be right here. Marco Rubio also just started answering questions at his press briefing.
Be able to see myself in the book.
Pretty soon. All right, so here comes AMD into the close, right? I mean, a little bit of a pullback. Maybe there's the short coming in right now on AMD as we continue to push a little underneath VWAP, well, getting to VWAP, but underneath now key levels, right? I mean, 357. There's your 200 period at 355.30s. There's 357. You're starting to point a little lower. I don't mind this, man. Breaking the 200 finally for the first time here today. Obviously pretty choppy off the open, but we held it. And now we just broke it. I think we could go short almost right now on advanced micro devices, clearing the way to the downside as the futures. I don't know if it's going to follow the futures too much there. NVIDIA also making lows. I actually, for the first time in a long time, I actually want to short NVIDIA. I don't know if I've ever said that out of my mouth before, but right there, probably have 197 looks pretty decent where your 50-period moving average is, also coinciding with support that had broken in the past. So 197 or so there for NVIDIA, not a horrible short look. I don't know why I just thought about Beyond Meat, but I was like thinking like, is there anything that's going to be moving? No, I thought maybe if this was near $1, we could get a break, but that's not going on. Like I have nothing hitting on the scanners, literally. Like Affirm hit at 305 and SBUX just hit right now at 321. Like I don't remember the last time that we had.
Affirm is literally not moving though.
Oh, that was 25 minutes ago. I don't know if it hit VWAP or not. Oh yeah, and then there's SBUX. Okay, so this is why you set alerts and whatnot, but there's SBUX off of VWAP, so silly me. We definitely could have identified that one there as well, as it did hit on the scanner. So, okay, missed that one. SBUX at VWAP, nice take there. Still above that 105. Kind of, this is one of those names where you do have like day 3 plays, right? I mean, SBUX with their earnings report there last week took out a key level of $100 and just right in there, basically 102. Hasn't even really tested back in. I like SBUX now. Maybe we can base out here and get back up there to the upside. Did we already have Dutch Bros? No, they're later on this. They might even be tonight, Dutch Bros.
They're on Wednesday, Sean.
They're on Wednesday. Okay, we're gonna go. Maybe some upside for SBUX coming. All right, Adair's got breaking news again.
Yeah, also, guys, I just realized Upstart, unfortunately, was not included on the implied moves infographic for tonight. Upstart does report tonight as well. So does Navitas. People were asking me about IREN. They don't report till Thursday. So no IREN till Thursday, but Upstart and NVTS also reporting tonight. Let's talk about META, though. Financial Times reporting that Meta is planning advanced agentic AI assistance for consumers. Now, this comes just hours after a report suggesting Google is going to have its own agentic AI assistant for consumers. So the Meg 7 companies reportedly entering that agentic AI game, most recently META. Back to you.
Okay, well, maybe that's the way Meta can.
That's where the spend is coming from.
A little bit better in favor. It's just a matter of justifying the spend and finding ways to be able to monetize, right? And you got to be able to compete. And when you have so many good choices, they have a lot of catching up to do. I can tell you, like at the very beginning of all of this race, you used to hear me say every now and then, if I'm already in WhatsApp, I would use Llama. Now that ended. Now it's just, really? Okay. Well, I was in Claude until I hit whatever the limit was, and like you got to pay, and I'm like, okay, well I'm going back to Gemini then. Forget you. And Perplexity for a little bit. I stopped using ChatGPT a while ago. Sometimes Grok. Grok is pretty good there. And we have so many options. You just need to be in the game. That's it. Chip in a chair, Meta. That's all you got to have. A chip in a chair. You don't have to be the best. You've just got to be enough to get some simple users in there. You can probably catch my pops in there. He still uses threads. My dad is the only person in my entire world, like every single human being that I am in any kind of contact with. My dad is the only person that sends anybody anything on threads. Like he'll send you something. People just send you like this story or that story.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And he'd be like,
but he's linking it to
most
threads.
people, it's like from like Facebook or whatever nonsense. If it's someone older, and it's like, no, you just link it from threads. I'm like, okay, keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Yeah. I don't get it because literally nobody uses that thing. I know we were on there for a minute, but we gave that up.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, anybody that had an Instagram account, I think, got a Threads account. Okay, so right into here, I'm gonna try it. I'll try VWAP on AMD. I don't want to go too hard at that level. VWAP, I'll try it into 352. If we break 352, we're gonna get out. So I'm bidding right here 65, which is pretty much exactly where VWAP is. I had to tell you, don't really love this. I mean, it's coming back in there on earnings. So people maybe just saw the 5% today, trying to get out a little bit. The volume's not necessarily huge, but definitely heading into the power hour might be a sour hour for this name, but we'll see where it winds up going back in. Still up 3.5%. It's too bad, man. We just missed the bid there. We'll see if we can get it. We are bidding 65. I feel like it just printed 70s and we just missed it because I was like, I'm going to get this. Okay, there it is. And now we're into it. So, okay, now we're long. And we just talked about this. And I'm going to give this man 60 cents, 65 cents. So if it does break above it, then we'll get out. But look at this. Okay, Blue Jays, let's play ball. That's a good one right there, man, on AMD. We just took this. It's almost a dollar club right there. How about a dollar club in 15 seconds? There goes AMD, man. We just bought, boom, there's your dollar club. We just get 60s right there. We spin it again, man. Every trade, besides Robinhood, we wind up making $1 or so on at one point. And it doesn't matter. I didn't think this was going to spike up there. But, we're going to take 65 cents worth of a hit. So if this does move up into the money, we're now 65 cents in the money. We did get a 60 fill there. So here it comes right back upside again. Sorry, 53 was our best. There we go. We get a 57. And to complete the move, maybe we should put an offer at 65 just to make sure that is a dollar club. And there it is right there. So there's our face slapper. Brought to you by, Trader TV Live. And there it goes, man. There's AMD. Hopefully we found that for you. Everybody in the chat, man. Told you I was looking for something. I told you we're looking for something. And then there it is, man. We give it to you, and we give it to you pretty good right there. Now it's $1. What the hell? Man, did we get that one. Glizzy's to the left of me. Glizzy's to the right of me, because there it goes, man. Now we're almost $2 in the money on AMD. We found it, baby. And this is what we do best, right? I mean, trading, I hope. And there it goes. Nice move to the upside. Having some fun. Putting on some trades, and there it goes. $1.74, just like that. So I don't know if people joined me on that, but I mean, that was pretty unexpected. No way. Me and Neil were just sitting here like nothing's happening. And I just honestly, VWAP scanner, right? I heard Joe say he doesn't look at much as far as
VWAP and volume.
Yeah, VWAP and volume and the way the market's moving around here. There it is, man. It's $2 now in the money. Now it's $2.50 in the money. And there goes AMD, man. We just brought that to you right there. So bye-bye AMD to the upside. Yeah, okay. Now we're laughing.
All you need is to find one, right? Whether it's long, whether it's short, you just got to find the levels and work it out and play that range. DB. Oh, that's DB's Pootie Tang.
Magic touch. I like it.
You guys were wondering why Netflix was down again, so I thought I'd share the news. Unfortunate. Sorry about that. I thought there was actually news because you bought $38K worth of Netflix 2 days before earnings. Well, I still like Netflix.
Earnings?
Yeah.
What day was earnings? Netflix. I thought it did well.
What
did you not
day
get
was
out of it? $38,000 or yeah, okay.
I mean, the price action doesn't care where you're in, I suppose. In theory. So it doesn't, all you can do is analyze where it is. It doesn't really matter where you got it. It's about what's happening to it now. And the thing about it is that when it broke out because of the Warner Brothers thing, you had that support at 90. There's a chance that this could, be a false breakdown and maybe we reclaim the 90, but we're going to find out in the next couple of days whether it's temporary or whether we could be heading back down to support at the $80 level. I liked 80 as well. But you went right into almost, the 200 period's not going to be on here because this chart is unfortunately We don't have ours adjusted, so it's not split adjusted, so you got to look at the daily. And Netflix went right in to the 200-period moving average and then pulled back. So it did give you pretty much the move you would expect from a technical standpoint, and then that's all you got. So I don't think it was a bad move. You just had to ask yourself like whether that's the profit that you wanted to take. So I know AMD's going up, but SMCI is like rolling down. It's about the same. Percentage-wise, you'll look at it about the same. It's just making a series of lower highs. If you haven't been able to get the same price before, we were going 86 and then 83 and then 79s, and then we'll just continue to play it lower.
Yeah, we just took out $3. A good call there on Netflix. I mean, obviously we thought. I don't think it goes down because you specifically bought it, but
no, of course,
I obviously not. But there it goes now, upside, and we're just going to clear out more and more of this right there. I still have actually half. Actually, how many shares did I take on the low down there? Okay, yeah. So I still have just over half of this trade left right now. So $2.60 in the money as we continue. Oh, we're at the 200 period as we zoom in. Good thing we saw that. Let's just punch out a little bit there as we'll cross it. Oh, we crossed it down and missed it. Okay, there it is. We get it back there. 35s out a little bit there. Low on VWAP, back up to the 200 period moving average. So we realized we had almost too many shares left. So we did get out now. Now we'll hold about 30%. So about a third left right now on that. And you guys just saw, we just took out 15% right there on our last tick right there. So that's turning out to be a decent opportunity. And boom goes the dynamite, man. Just on that trade right there, NVIDIA is going to be my P&L number 1 today. And that was because of the longs, believe it or not, that we had early. So this is going to be my P&L number 1 right there. P&L number 2 will be Marvell. We didn't take as many shares and we didn't hit as often, obviously, as NVIDIA. So there's is, look at that, out at the 200 period. Oh boy, would have that been a good short there for Marvell, but it's a good out for me. So that's for sure. That's P&L number 2. And then we got and then actually we have immediately AMD and then Robinhood, and then we are down on Google. So that's it. And then Tesla, cup of coffee on that. Wow, there goes, we just got another fill on AMD as it just now $3. Tesla, we got in and out of Tesla here for pretty flat, actually, considering all the executions that we've had here on Tesla. So got stopped out there, and then stopped out one more time for relatively flat trade there on Tesla. But yeah, man, it's a moon city right now. Let's see how high we can get on AMD. Glad that we are talking about it. And yeah, whether or not it's a magic touch or not, it's just a VWAP trade that we found. And, you know, again, like, look at this, right? That's what you want to do. You want to put these trades on when the trades are available. And as we say, you know, we don't want to lose more than we make or anything like that. So we didn't have a huge amount of shares there because at this time of day, you might not get the action you're looking for, but there, feel like, you know, not a bank error in my favor, but that's a big move. There's no way thought that was going to happen. I mean, look at the futures, right? So feel lucky to be part of that one. And we're getting out accordingly, and we just got out a couple more shares. So right now, about that 15 to 20% left or so. We just got another fill there at 66. So we'll see if it can climb up to the high side. Maybe we could even put our stop rate here, 350, 450. Let's get out of a little bit more if it breaks through there again as well. So yeah, man, that's what we do best around here. And it's AMD right there for now.
Ludo, you can put it in there once. Oh, that's a super chat. Ludo just asked in the chat several times, when is the Nasdaq going to 26,000 again? I don't know what takes us that far down. I'll be real with you. I'm not sure. Something bad would have to maybe happen overseas, I suppose, right? That lengthens the war by like double or triple. Maybe that could be it, or maybe the war ends in something really bad with China news. I don't know. I don't know what takes us that far down. We already went bear market territory and then back to the highs. As far as what a negative catalyst, I'm not sure what that would be. And then it was Dia. Thank you for the super chat there. Greatest show, the greatest people, and the greatest viewers as well. Dia, want to thank you for that. And you can always just throw the message in once. There's never any need to spam the chat. And it's just easier if you want to get someone's attention. The easiest thing to do is literally just at one of the hosts. Because then when I look at the chat, or when any of us look at the chat, see all the messages here? If I just go at Sean, I don't know if you can do it for yourself.
Well, you won't be able to. Yeah,
I can do it to you.
I'll be able to see it. Yeah, I'll show it.
Because it doesn't do it from. Oh, I can't. Why can't I at you?
I don't know. I've been in the chat before.
Okay, that's weird.
Let me see. At Neil. Here. There. You see him V? There.
Yeah, but it's not working for me. Oh, there it goes. Why do I have to type more than SHA?
I don't know. But anyways, there's the example.
Anyways, you guys already
lights
saw.
up.
If you do that, it's a lot easier, and it's better than spamming the chat, which some people don't necessarily like. Yeah, it does. Oh, Dave says it does that from time to time.
Does it? Okay.
I think it's if you haven't messaged in a while.
What's up?
If you haven't posted a message in a while, then sometimes you have to do
So
that.
there, people are now hitting us up. So there it is. What's up to channel?
Okay,
What's
well
up
now you guys are just all.
everybody there as well. So testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Are you on AMD? Hello. Right now, 350 now in the money. And this is what we talk about. Neil said it takes one good trade. Yeah, maybe multiple good trades, but this is a good one for sure. Again, 350 in the money. Let's go. We're just going to hold it. We did get another piece out. Now we're unfortunately only into 15%. Let's see. Oop. Okay, well, he's got another fill right there. So now we have 10% left on AMD. Did not expect it, man. Was thinking that this would be maybe the highs. So we'll just hold it now into the close, and let's see what happens with AMD. We are now at, after making a couple mistakes,
another one.
a face slapper, the highest spot we've been at all day, right there again now. Today we have one. My losses today are small compared to the wins. So, and I'm just saying that because I do have a hit on Google right there. This was the one that we're trying to go short, busted it out. And Neil and I will show you the same charts all the time. And it's just like when your winners look like, they do on some of those stocks, and your losers look like this, and your losers look like this, where they're quick dubs and quick L's. That's what you're talking about. And then you're hoping that, when things go right, this is what winds up happening. And then there's a stop out, as I told you, that we were going to get a Robinhood when it did break that as well. Is AMD still money destroyer? Yeah. The only thing it's destroying.
No, it hasn't been named that since like 100.
No, that was, I had talked that a long time ago.
That was back in
Unfortunately,
2024.
I don't know. I mean, it was down like that. AMD was down like $50, $60.
It's a really old
It's just
nickname.
so stupid how much these names are going now. Palantir, I'm surprised. Like that's now back-to-back quarters that this stock really motored. I mean, their earnings were real solid. We can show you their earnings reports. I mean, there's probably something online that just shows you like the beats and the guides. And wow, it's now $4 in the money on AMD as that's going higher. But yeah, just like, we could have showed you that. And I don't know, man. I mean, it got hit at the last quarter, hit again today. And I would say it's in the penalty box until we almost need like a reverse Centrini report there where it's talking about the IGV being like way oversold. Then maybe something like that could come up.
I think 125 could be something.
Oh yeah, no, there could be some key levels, but I just don't know the timing. Like, you asked about like how long maybe in the penalty box. Some of these names have recovered, from the lows. Like a CRM really hasn't, but you could see like Microsoft's been back up to the upside a little bit, anyways. And wow,
It's had bounces today.
guys.
It had bounces.
I mean, I don't know if Kathy's doing something, if Warren's over here. I mean, we know they're not buying anything. Maybe it's Kathy Wood, but we just took another fill right there, upside on this name. So now it's $4 in on that. We took 7 or 8 on Marvell. We've been really good on, this might climb to the top of the board here very, very soon. But AMD on one here into the close. Yeah, thank you, Zion, and thank you, everybody, for sort of tracking these because, again, like all we can do is show you the trades that we make and hopefully they work out for us. And if they don't, we explain why. And we do have our stop orders on there. But yeah, that's just another one coming through there for advanced micro devices. Another $4 in the pocket here.
Yeah, and I'll get out of SMCI, but there's an easy way to take 1 point out of a stock that moves 0.8. And that's actually more than that because if the range is going to be 1%, you just try to ride the wave as long as you can. I'm not reversing into the long. I get it. That was a downward trend into a bit of a breakout, but it's also 340. And given the fact that it's this close to the imbalances, remember I told you CCL is supposed to be a buy. That is flipped from 3 million to sell to 800,000 to the buy side, expecting a few million shares out of CCL, and then I'll be interested in it if it is that big buy amount. Dell 500K, really low.
What time is it? Oh, it's getting close.
Snapchat still a sell of $1 million, and then Cleveland Cliff. That's $10? Oh my goodness. Yuck. I thought this was, okay. Yeah, Cliff's all the way down at $10. So it's a pretty cheap stock. That's not going to do much. 2.6 million shares, it's a pretty cheap stock, just like Snapchat. You want to see bigger than that. So CCL, I want this to continue to grow. It's already paired off 5 million. Remember, it was a big sell side, supposed to be an up weight at the close today. this is one that I'm going to throw up on a side chart for sure. But that's a big fall from grace for Cleveland Cliffs. Very big fall from grace. Yikes. Not a huge fan. I know we've had some questions of where someone was adding me when we said we should let people just add us in the chat. Nice bounce there for Meta. Whether or not this is the bottom temporarily, I don't think a bounce because they caught a news story in the afternoon about agentic AI is necessarily going to be an automatic this is a low, but you just held 600 on that news. So I would have the approach of, hey, for now this is a double bottom after earnings. Right? And the double bottom after earnings, you try to take out the top and then gap fill. So 615, we can take that out. I'd like that for a breakout now that you've made a double bottom here on this stock. It's always let it calm down. I feel the same way about Palantir. Even though we got away with it on Palantir today, like I was long 3 times, once, twice, thrice. Didn't work, kind of worked, did work. Only ever went a buck. Went to a buck to buck change, which is pretty good. It's $100 stock. So it's still like almost a full % move up, but it hasn't done any bounces better than $1 and $1 change on PLTR. So yeah, the low is in at 135, which is the level I like. If it holds it tomorrow, then I'll probably come in Thursday, looking for a breakout trade on Palantir. But holding the bottom is just the first step. You got to do more than that. There was never any follow through. Right? You can only get $1 out of Palantir when it reverts. You know it's not a good day for Palantir.
Okay, thank you so much. There's Dane. I mean, a lot of you guys have been talking about that. We just took $5 there. It went up to $3.58. So thank you so much for the nice comments, man. We get a lot of support about all of this, and it means a lot to all of us. We are going to be staying late for the AMD earnings as well. So less than 5% left on this trade. What's up, Adara?
Keep an eye here on Amazon, AMZ, and on watch as we get the company announcing they're going to be investing more than 15 billion euros in France. This will create more than 7,000 permanent jobs. So again, AMZN to the upside, announcing plans to invest more than 15 billion euros in France to create more than 7,000 permanent jobs. Also, guys, keep an eye here on the market in oil. Just seeing reports suggesting that the second U.S. flagged commercial vessel to exit the Strait of Hormuz is the CS Anthem chemical tanker. So we're getting some commercial vessels, U.S. flagged, that are going to be exiting the Strait of Hormuz. Back to you.
Yeah, I just said in the chat there, I think I found my role here. If we can find some decent trades coming through, just be very, very patient, man. And I say I might not talk the best, and I know that because I give myself a headache all the time. So we'll pass it off. If we could talk a little less and trade a little more would be my liking. But there goes AMD to the upside again. All right, look at Roblox. Neil and I have talked about this a couple of times with Roblox, and I mean, it just was like basically a falling sword or knife or whatever the hell Roblox is. And I didn't even look at it today, and there it goes again. Like, wow, this is a name that I've traded this name before. There was a month or a little while ago where we ran this. I was talking about it in the summertime, right? And it was just kind of like we saw. It was right here, actually. Was it right here? Maybe it was 2 years ago. I was like, well, I know what my kids are going to be doing all summer. Obviously, they're very busy with sports and very busy with everything, but Roblox, and I know, Neil, we've all talked about this. Their friends want them to join them on Roblox. They want all this stuff to go through. But yeah, Roblox right now just can't get out of their own way. And I think that part of that, again, is that same story, right? Like, it's the creation of games. It's Google released an engine a while ago as well. It might have been one of these moves here in January or February it looked like it was sort of pointing almost right at Roblox or those game creators. And it's just been nothing but downside. If I was going to be into a gaming stock right now, I don't know, besides like the Corsairs of the world and everything like that, we've talked about it, this is still scheduled for November. Right here, right? And so if this comes through in November, then that's what we'll wind up doing, looking at Take-Two. So Take-Two is definitely something to come up with here as we look out for. So that's going to be one for Grand Theft Auto. So I think the Take-Two could be bought. I don't know when their report is, but it's a nice move there off of 205. Nice move up into 230 and change as we continue to go upside right now. So yeah, man, all is good on this side as well. But yeah, Take-Two rather than Roblox, I think so. I don't love Roblox so much anymore. Would rather just play for the anticipation of Grand Theft Auto. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
May 18th.
Oh, May 18th. No, it's November something, isn't it?
No, you asked for earnings.
Oh, earnings. Yeah. Okay, May 18th. Okay.
Apparently May 18th.
So we'll see. We'll see if they spend a little bit too much money on developing the game, but we'll see where it goes from there.
See, when people in the chat say things like Roblox is evil, I don't know. Daughter has such a positive, like she has a great experience there. You hear all the whispers and all that stuff, but I don't know, the kids, every kid in her class and all the friends absolutely still love it. The stock has been so badly beaten up. I think there's a bottom somewhere. I wouldn't be ready to call it just yet. Like you want to, if you're going to take a shot at the lows, like you gotta limit the amount of times that you're willing to get run over, and ideally you can just sort of sniper into it. I don't think it's necessarily obvious for Roblox, but I've been looking for where that bottom might be. And again, you don't have to, like, look at PayPal. PayPal would be the perfect example of a stock that looked like it was in a bottoming pattern, started to go, went a little bit, gave you a couple points, and then failed the 50-period moving average. You take what you can get. You don't know what the move is going to give you. You just take whatever you can get. Did anybody know Intel was going to be 5x? No. And maybe it goes 10x. I have no idea with Intel off of those lows. Speaking of Intel, it is pulling into some support here at opening range high was 107. If it gets back in there, great. I've only made the one trade on Intel today, which is probably the most disciplined I've ever been on a 13% up Intel day. Usually it's at least 3, maybe 4. I might have gotten away with it if we tried that short, but it's easy to say in hindsight because I could have been short here, I could have been short. There's lots of other places I could have been that would have been wrong, but it needs to do something off of this 107 area, as Intel's going to close at an all-time high. Like, it's an all-time high on a closing basis regardless for this stock. But do remember, as good as it is for Intel today, they should move on AMD's earnings. So if AMD falls, I suspect Intel's going to close some of this gap, almost certainly. But I don't want to do anything until after the imbalances come out. Right now it's still Cliff and, oh, CCL's gone.
Oh, okay.
All right. CCL's now flipped. CCL's all over the place. The paired volume went from 5 million to 10 million, and now went from a buy to a sell. So it's kind of going back and forth. We'll really have to wait till that one comes out. There's not going to be, I don't think the early look is going to help whatsoever. I might just throw Cliff up here. That seems like a good potential fade opportunity. That comes out as a buy, pop to the high, flip at 355, and then take that trade. You set up for it. I think I might have done it twice in all of April, but they worked both times when there was a close trade. You don't think it'll be there every single day. You just prepare for it, and then when it is, and then you move on. But you cannot trade anticipating the imbalances. If what you look for happens, great. If it doesn't, you got to be willing to not take the trade. And if CCL comes out as a sell, it doesn't matter that it's supposed to be a buy. You'll just lose. Trust me, people have made that mistake before.
Yeah, you guys saw me one time. Nubank came out with a huge buy. We killed that stock. It just kept going, and it was a good buy. So it has to stay that way. So as Neil said, we just got out some more AMD right there at 356 and change. So breaking through 355 is done. I have 2.5% left. So this trade will be that ching ching cash register. Everyone's asking about Big Bear AI. And here we go. Yeah, it's going to come out at 4:15. And there we go, man. Obi and I battling right now, baby. Obi 89. I like that. Alexander McGillney, 89 days, #1 right here, Obi and I. And that's going to change dramatically today. I could actually shift all the way down here. Neil and I almost polar opposites, 20 versus -20. It doesn't matter. We still have a lot of time to go. Here's my picks, and we're just going to see. This is Big Bear AI. Yuck right now, down 34%. But it's Marvell, right? I mean, we could have, I feel bad, like I could have put ARM. I don't even own ARM. You could have put SanDisk in here. I'm surprised, like, none of us really did anything with that. Like SanDisk and Micron. Like, I know, where's Sharif? Sharif has where's Sharif's picks? Sharif has actually some good ones. He's got Broadcom in there. He was talking about Northrop Grumman. Like, that's strange. Like, I'm not expecting, there's been so many weird moves.
See, the defense names have been getting beaten up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still waiting to get my money back into AVAV.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. I haven't got my money back into Big Bear.
It's just one of those
here's
where.
Your picks. Where's your picks?
You know what? I didn't pick a thing that I already owned.
I know, there it is. Right
which was probably a mistake because
Yeah.
I could have just picked a bunch of stuff that I already owned. But
I like AVAV. We did have a story about drones today as well.
I do like AVAV, but it does bear mentioning. I got out of the stock. It was great. It was a win, and then on the back half, ended up taking like a 10% hit after like a 30% gain, and it's still going down. Now, at least this one, someone was just asking you buy anything. Someone literally in the chat just asked you buy anything in your long-term account. AVAV on the monthly is pulling back into the 50-period moving average. So the trade before, because to me, these are trades, and the trade before in AVAV was pretty simple at the beginning of the year. Come on, load. It bounces in 30 seconds now.
Yep.
It's going to take forever. There we go. Thank you. So the trade was pretty simple. The 200 period on the daily, right at the beginning of the year, this was holding the 200 period moving average. It went $250 to $400 and now is getting destroyed. But it's at least at a support level coming in. So if it bounces again and holds on the monthly chart, this month holds the monthly, then I'm going in again. But that has to wait till the end of the month, and then I'll take another swing trade. And bounces in a couple of seconds here. We have a...
We'll wait for it. Here we go. Coming out right now. The straight up moves. Okay. I don't care about oil right now. It doesn't matter. Any of these straight up moves things doesn't matter. Okay, so here we go. CCL's there a little bit. Intel's there as a buy, so we can have a look to see if that's doing anything. Maybe I'll try to zoom in just a little bit here into the chart to have a quick little look. So this is Intel. You can see right there, so that's not moving around. Apple with, there's Netflix with a sell, yuck. That's coming back in a little bit. Apple with a sell, that's coming back in just a bit here. XOM, we don't care about that. Lucid with earnings today, disaster. We'll have to see what winds up happening there. Booking Holdings, Lyft. Okay, well, we've seen Uber not have the greatest moments, and right now Lyft also. Wow, Lyft getting crushed. Right now to the downside. So
that's still a good buy.
Yeah, that might be a good stock to look at down there. Ford did some sort of a news today. I can't remember exactly what it was all about. But of course, with this new version, there's a little bit of a bug here. When you type in the symbol, it gets washed. So I had to type it back and flip it, I think, and then go back. No, still. So I got to figure this out. But Ford right now was doing pretty well today off of what's been, seems like about 10 or so straight down days. It's maybe there's one red day in there or one green day, but nice move down in there for Ford. Let me just check on Robinhood quickly because we did get out of that. All right, so Robinhood's all the way back down now as well. So there it goes back down into the downside. Hey man, we're gonna wait to see what happens with Big Bear AI. I'm long at $4.20. So as Neil said there, you know, it's hard to take the prices that you see on, like, I would probably be up, if I don't have Big Bear AI on that board, I mean, we'd be up 70%. So, but here we go. Big Bear AI, we'll see today, $4.15 right now. I'm long at $4.20, so we're still out of the money here on BBAI. Yeah, we have the weed smoking emoji there. But we'll see Big Bear AI, a little nervous. By the way, the Nasdaq right here, not having a fun time of it. And, you know, good thing we did get out of our AMD. Right, we only had 5% left when this move actually started happening. So out a little bit there at 356.50, then out the remainder at 355 as here comes AMD. Now I just got to make sure because the other day we did our show and I turned over and I was long NVIDIA because I had some bids stuck there. So we got to make sure we don't have any bids. We don't want to get too carried away today. That is for sure, man. It's been 24 years of trading and sometimes you still leave those mistakes in there. And but we'll see what winds up happening here today.
Cancel the stop orders.
Yeah, that's what I just did. I just went through and
canceled everything. Booking had a buy and balance here, but already gone. Yeah, already moving off of that. Lyft could be something, but again, CCL was the one that I wanted. CCL not even showing up here, which is a pretty big disappointment. Intel ends up with a buy and balance of 1 million shares, but Intel's volume is pretty significant. This might be one of the, I mean, this is a 165 million on Intel. I don't know if it's got to be close to one of the biggest volume days. I'm just going to eyeball it. It's probably had 2 or 3. Yeah, it's had a few days bigger than this. It's been doing a lot of volume lately. But either way, Intel, if it's less than 1% of the daily volume on the imbalance, that's a good indication that it's going to be insignificant. When you've done over 100 million shares, it really needs to be 2, 3, 4, 5 million shares on an imbalance. It's barely even moving here. I feel like that 110 for now, and remember when I was saying 110 was going to be the high, there was nothing scientific about it. It was a $100 breakout. It's 10% up from there. I think when you have a blue sky setup, I try to keep things pretty simple. I'm like, where did it pull back to most recently? Yeah, like 91, that's close enough to 90. So when it breaks 100, if that range was roughly $10, then I look for that range to the top to be roughly $10 and wait for that area to short. And then if it sets up, and that's the other point. Someone kept asking, Neil, are you going to short 110? Neil, are you going to short 110? And my answer was, yeah, if it breaks the trend line. Like I've never been a fan of just take the trade because it gets to the price level. It's just me. Like Palantir, I said 135 for Palantir. This is it getting to 135, I'm not in it. This is it trying to break the first time, I'm not in it. This is it double bottoming, and then holding higher. Now I'm taking the 135 because it gave a setup, and then even then I had to get up and leave, and I only took $1 on the trade. So there needs to be an execution pattern or a setup for your plan sometimes, and I feel like, especially if the stock is going parabolic in one direction or another, and it's an outsized move, you want to make sure you have some kind of a setup there for you. Don't know what this is. ESPR. Ooh, Netflix is a sell of $1 million now. Man, that's.
And Netflix can't get out of the way there.
No, it can't. You don't want a down stock to have another reason to why it looks weak. Yeah, I got to revisit because look, man, the buy in Netflix for myself at 80, at no point was I considering it a trade. Like there were things that I considered trades. Like every single one of the things on our little thing up there has been a trade. But Netflix, buying it there, I was like, yeah, if it was a trade, you get out in front of that 200-period moving average. But I just considered that a patient dip buy in the long-term account that I'm holding forever. Well, we'll get to see if we want to put some money back in at 80 because we have a little bit of extra. Just sold some Intel, got out of that PayPal, so I have some cash that I could put together. But I did buy some Chevron, so not all of it.
All right, yeah.
Look, I like
the good one. You must get the dividend over there.
Yeah, I just like adding to it. Like the thing is, what happens in your portfolio is like you have all this like tech nonsense going crazy, and then all of a sudden like the G Vernova and the now Lilly's coming back a little bit, and then all the chip stocks are going higher. It's like, okay, well, now I need to add to energy somewhere or like a more defensive sector, and Chevron or Enbridge are the only two that I own. So it's like, I like Chevron here. So that's the one I buy.
I don't know. I might. I was just looking. I know you mentioned PayPal there. I actually.
Enbridge reports.
Yeah. Okay. Enbridge's not bad. Yeah. I've been owning Enbridge for honestly 30 years.
I started 5 stocks I bought.
Yeah. I started my own portfolio probably when I was 16 or 17, and just been managing my own cash ever since. And it's been a good one, obviously. I remember Microsoft in the 30s and 40s, and I said many stories about that back and forth. And I remember buying Apple. The very first day I got an iPhone was when that first iPhone was released. Not the first day, but in that cycle. And I remember taking that phone out and being like, this is awesome. And I just bought Apple shares that day, and that's obviously been something that's been pretty life-changing for sure. All right, so I was looking at PayPal right here on the daily. That's been a good one down there into $45. So we'll have to watch out for some PayPal coming. I'm just an average dude, man, just an average dude with family and a wife that stays home and works her ass off for the family every single day. So shout out to Marisa. Sounds like she's probably watching, but I don't think she is. So shout out to that. All right, PayPal, only 3 minutes to go, man. We will see what these imbalancers are doing. We're going to flip around, man. I mean, join us in just a couple minutes as we will talk all about everything earnings related that's going to come through. Here it is. Adara puts it up. If you are wondering, oh, there's our little show here on the side. That's good, so we can watch myself. How do I close that? See you later. These are the big earnings that are coming through tonight. I would say pass. AMD could be good. Joby is very interesting. That's going to come at 4.
Pass on Lumentum?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Oh, Lumentum's been.
No, I know it's been hot fire, but I don't. Do you know what they do?
They're yeah. Optoelectronics.
Optoelectronics, yeah, but I just don't know. I don't know enough about them, so I'm not super interested. I've never been.
I don't own them. That is one of the bigger rocket ships.
Oh yeah, no, I know it's a big one, but I'm not super interested in the report.
I bet the under on the MicroStrategy move. MSTR does not care about earnings. It is about Bitcoin. I don't know why people think it moves on earnings.
And then we wait for
never does.
Yeah, photonics. Yeah, Marvell bought a photonics company recently, so yeah, hopefully they do report well, and I think that'll hit Marvell then. And then Big Bear AI, we talked about that. Wow, 14.5% rate there, man. We'll see what winds up happening.
Oxy could be a buy at 50 if it
I might buy some more Big Bear AI if it goes down, get into a better price.
I think I like Oxy.
We'll watch out there. Yeah, Oxydown's coming in there too. Astera Labs, Arista Networks is a big one too. So, all right, we'll flip over. Earnings are going to come right away, 4 p.m. Everyone's excited about Lumentum, so get ready for that one at 4 o'clock. Just right now, a minute 15 away. Nasdaq up 1.3%, ES up 0.78. I turn around, Fabian's ready to go. Can we throw back there, guys? Yep, we're good to go. Okay, let's go back over there with 1 minute to go. We'll throw it back and we'll get set up. Earnings, Imminence.
Yeah, lots to get to. Welcome in. Going to be an interesting one here this afternoon as we look to wrap up what is going to be yet another green day for just a market that can't stop going to the upside. Wow, I'm very high. There, that's a little bit better. We'll make an adjustment on the fly. How's your afternoon?
My afternoon was good, Brendan. I just re-upped on some tea, chugged some tea, ready to be here with you guys for some earnings because we have just so many earnings. It is a plethora, it is a slew, it is running the gamut, it is whatever odd phrase you want to use, Brendan. Here are the looks. I do apologize once again, guys. Navitas and Upstart are not on here, and that is completely my bad. But Lumentum, Tempest, Strategy at 4 p.m., 4:05, you got Lucid, Arista, Astera, and Joby. 415, AMD, Occidental, Big Bear AI, 450, allegedly, SMCI. I say that because with SMCI, you really never know. And AMC at some point after the bell, which often ends up being at 4:05 p.m. But guys, that bell is ringing, and we're going to give you guys all these earnings the second we get them. And if you want live updates here for these content, or a reminder of who's reporting when, please join us on X at TTV Research. I do have live updates scheduled to come out like every couple minutes when these numbers are set to drop.
I like how the ones that may or may not report, just put it at the end. Just put it at the end.
Yeah.
Everyone will be gone. No one will be paying attention.
Right. It's funny how that's how they schedule it. I do this in chronological order.
No, I totally get it.
Which is pretty funny.
Green Day, right across the board. Once again, if anyone was wondering, it was all-time highs for everything, basically. Nasdaq, S&P, 1.8% for the Russell even today. Small caps have absolutely been screaming higher. If you see anything, just yell, and we'll get into what is to come. I mean, it's not on that chart you just showed.
Yeah.
There wasn't a heck of a lot right at 4 o'clock, so we do have a couple of minutes.
Pfizer actually is moving on news. They reported this morning, just maybe interesting, they're developing a weight loss drug, according to Wall Street Journal, which is significant because, as we know, they have historically struggled to develop a weight loss drug. So keep an eye on PFE, again, at the bell here, LITE, MSTR, the second of which does not care at all about earnings.
I wonder if just on that, I wonder if the more and more there are of these GLP-1s, the lower and lower prices will go, and the less and less it will be a problem to get any kind of volume. I mean, Pfizer's not even moving on
And you
that.
get Novo tomorrow morning, too. And Pfizer also famously acquired that Metsera for this purpose, so it's not shocking they're developing weight loss drugs.
Yeah, I mean, the market's kind of shrugging that off,
care.
not a huge deal. But Lucid going to be interesting, I think. I mean, this thing got sold off heavily today, but deliveries, manufacturing, and more than anything, I think the market's going to be looking at funding going forward and their cash situation. So we'll keep an eye out for. Sorry?
But they have one of the best. If you're gonna have a backer, you need that money. Well, you might as well have the money coming from Saudi Arabia. You get the Saudi money, so they can probably last a long time.
Now they've cut Liv. They have some more money.
Yeah, exactly.
They got cash.
They just completely cut Liv out of the equation altogether. So yeah, go ahead.
What about Corvo here, guys? QRVO adjusted EPS 169, healthy beat versus 121 expected. 808.3 million for sales versus 800.5 million expected. LUMN also with earnings and a nice push to the upside. Revenue 2.9 bill versus 2.83 bill expected, but a larger than expected loss per share, guys. It lost 47 cents per share versus 14 cents expected. I'm going to check here on Lumentum. It has not come across my scanner yet, and I still don't have LITE.
Yeah, popping here. As you mentioned, 2.9 versus 2.83, 47 cents versus a loss of 14 cents on LUMN. So better than expected on the revenue side, I guess, is the bonus points here for Lumen, guys, about to take out $10.
Oh, LIT is dropping.
Yeah,
Lumen,
now,
we're waiting for LITE right here.
It is
Lumentum.
Yeah, I got it.
They just lost $1,000 level.
Yeah, there it is, 970, 960, going lower, 950. Nice little pullback here for LITE. Let's go over to Adair and find out.
$808.4 million here is their net revenue. GAAP gross margin 44.2%. Non-GAAP gross margin 47.9%. Let me see here, year over year. Net revenue up 90% year over year, guys. GAAP gross margin improved by a whopping 1,540 basis points year over year. But Brendan, their GAAP operating margin also up 3,000 basis points year over year. So honestly, massive year over year growth here for LITE. You're seeing year-over-year growth across their different revenue segments as well. Systems revenue up 121% year-over-year, and components revenue up 77% year-over-year.
Nice look. Coming back in a hurry here, Skyworks as well, already out here. Revenue $944 million, beating $899 million expected. Adjusted EPS $1.15 versus $1.03, so better than expected there. Q3 guidance $900 to $950 million. Topping estimates estimates were 861. So EPS on the guide 103 to 93 cents, also higher. It is coming back in here for Skyworks, though, as well.
Tempest is also going to be up. But a quick note on Lumentum there, Light. The 900 level looks pretty solid. It was a $1,000, I don't want to call it a fail because if you don't pull back that far, it's not a fail, but it was a $1,000 rejection a couple of days in a row on a ridiculous upward move. And you now look at that 900, which is holding for now with getting a little bit of a bounce. But Tempest has been, I feel like that one's always popular. If you can buy it at the same time as a certain somebody, I think everyone knows what we're talking about. But Tempest to the downside was already getting beaten up today and then beaten up a little bit further. See if we can actually get the numbers. I don't know if you see them, Dara. I'm going to see if I can find them. I know they are out, TEM, and my source now stopped. It says their sales guidance has been raised.
I have the numbers.
But it doesn't look like much of a beat here.
They raised their fiscal 2026 sales guidance from 1.59 billion to, or I guess they just actually technically raised the midpoint here. So go from 1.59 billion to 1.595 billion. So like it's a raise if you squint, really.
Yeah,
but it is slightly above estimates of 1.592 billion. And their current quarter did beat estimates. Loss of 13 cents per share. That's better than the expected loss of 19 cents. Sales 348.116 million versus 345.45 million. And now let's talk about the earnings name where no one ever cares about what they actually reported. It's MSTR, guys. Revenue 124.3 million, beating estimates of 4.94 million? That can't be right. MSTR allegedly beating revenue here. But losses, guys, of, I am not joking, $38.25 per share.
Did you know they're actually a software company? The actual product.
At one point they were.
No, they still are.
They still
the product they sell is actually software. It has nothing to do with the actual business, though. It's a holding company.
That's crazy.
Essentially. So yeah, it's not even moving. As no one expected it to. But it's 405, so we should be getting a few other
I have SMCI.
nuggets here. Yeah, looks like that just came across. Go for it.
It did. Revenue 10.2 billion versus 12.3 billion expected. That is a massive miss if I've ever seen one. Adjusted EPS 84 cents versus 62 cents expected. That would be a beat. Revenue 38.9 billion to 40.4 billion is what they're expecting for fiscal 2026 versus 41.4 billion expected. So fiscal 2026 revenue outlook is going to be a miss. Big old revenue miss for their current quarter and adjusted EPS beat. As always, weird little look here for SMCI.
Yeah, it's not really doing anything. I mean, down a little bit here. The initial move guys spiked down, but we're right back up.
I mean, it makes me wonder about the estimate. If you miss sales by that much, like what was going on with the estimates? You want to hear an explanation for it. Is if we're talking about an AI boom, you can't miss by 20%. If I saw that right, they're an SMCI, but it's not down that much. SMCI down a couple of points. I would consider that good when you get that kind of a revenue miss. So there's probably more to understand with that on the call would be my guess, because why wouldn't you be down double digits if it was really that bad? So yeah, maybe something positive will come on that call, which can turn around. It's been so badly beaten up on SMCI. You do kind of feel like at some point maybe there's a relief rally. You hope. It's the worst chip. I mean, it's the worst stock in the space.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been a good one, obviously, there for SMCI. I was just looking at SanDisk again, just to make sure there was any sort of reaction to anything right here. Nothing yet on SanDisk going out. Today was the all-time high, completely all-time high on all the pretty much all the major markets happening there today. So we're just going to keep waiting for more news to come out. Let's see if AMD is doing anything in the after hours right now. No, not really. Just cruising around here, $355, chilling out, waiting. We did have that long off VWAP. Obviously, as we look forward to today's moves, we're not worried about VWAP or anything like that into the close, right? So AMD waiting for that report. We are now, checks watch, we're now 7 minutes away from AMD, and there's Supermicro. Not much going on there. SMCI, a quick little look back here. We type it in here, SMCI, $29, up and down and around right now. Anything from you over there?
Yeah, there's NVTS just coming across here.
Okay.
Also Loan Depot for anyone keeping score.
Yeah, we'll talk about NVTS here, because NVTS revenue up 18% quarter over quarter up 18% here. High-powered markets representing a large majority of their revenue. That's up 35% year over year. Total revenue here 8.6 million. in Q1. It's down year over year, guys. That's why they kept talking about how it's up quarter over quarter. NVPS revenue down year over year from 14 million last year to 8.6 million this year. GAAP gross margin here, negative 9.3% compared to positive 9.1% last quarter. So, last year. So year over year for NVTS is just a hot mess.
That's not good for the, I mean, this name's in the semiconductor space.
Not at all.
Oh, I mean, well, you know, we all just sort of grit our teeth and bear it with some of these stocks. Big Bear AI, I'm just noticing right now, I was looking at this. I mean, thanks to Dara. Dara puts again out this amazing, oh, you don't have my screen over here, do you? You can use this screen if you can get it. No, you can't get my screen. No, you can't. That's okay. But anyways, Big Bear AI, there's a note out there from Trader TV Research. You can go grab that at some point as well. But Big Bear not starting to go back up to the upside right now, $4.24 currently. We'll wait to see what happens now, up 1.47%. It's Big Bear AI. We wait for that report.
The latest here, A-Lab. It's coming back in, but nice pop already.
Let's talk about it here. I can't believe this is at $230. I remember when this IPO'd. Adjusted EPS, 61 cents versus 54 expected. Sales, 308.361 million versus 292.229 million expected. That's a nice double beat. They guided Q2 adjusted EPS between 68 and 70 cents per share. It's going to be well above estimates of 55 cents. Guiding sales between 355 and 365 million, well above estimates of $310.557 million.
These are not huge moves, guys. I mean, 8%, it's fine, I guess, but you know, we're obviously through the biggest names so far. This DaVita just coming across through the biggest names so far this earnings season.
Yeah.
I mean, Loan Depot, anyone?
No.
Is a dollar stock?
You mean to say Home Depot? I mean,
no. Loan Depot.
I know. I mean, I might need a loan.
It even sounds like you wouldn't be interested in it. While we're counting,
yeah, I mean, A-Lab, nice pop.
Well, while we're counting names that are maybe not having the best of days or not the biggest, you do have Wolfspeed reported. And if we're talking about misses, you know, if you're expected to lose $2 a share, you might not want to lose $3, which is exactly what Wolfspeed did. So if you're looking at that name, it's only down 7%. So I suppose it could be a heck of a lot worse. It was down double digits, now trying to come back a little bit. But I think everyone, with rightfully so, I feel like no matter what you're in, if you hold NVIDIA, if you hold any other chip name, you're kind of laser focused on what's going to happen with AMD in a few minutes here. And again, it's priced at this point so close to the highs. We've seen the story. It's a matter of what, like, if it dips, it's like, how long does the dip last? Is it a couple of days? Is it a couple of minutes? I don't know how long it'll be. It's just, generally speaking, the numbers are impressive and it dips. You're going to want to be not catching the falling knife, but you want to be buying the dip, whether or not that's waiting a couple of sessions or maybe getting it 5 minutes if it makes a really big move to the downside. Expected move 9.5%. We'll see if we get that. If it goes that to the downside, that's a natural bounce spot.
A couple more here. Arista off a cliff. Lucid is out as well.
Yeah, I'll talk about Arista in a second, but let's talk about everyone's favorite stock, Lucid. Produced vehicles up 149% year over year. Delivered vehicles here, 3,093 vehicles in Q1 26. Revenue here up 20% year over year to 282.5 million. They announced a capital raise on April 14th. Really, it's just a recap of their quarter. This is not an earnings report as much as it is like a yearbook. Let's talk here about ANET, Arista Networks. Revenue here is up 35% year over year to 2.709 billion. That will be beating estimates of 2.61 billion. Adjusted EPS 87 cents, above estimates of 81 cents. Guiding Q2 revenue of roughly 2.8 billion, above estimates of 2.78 billion. Guiding adjusted earnings of roughly 88 cents per share, above estimates of 86 cents per share. So this outlook pretty tight to the wire, but technically a beat for both EPS and sales. And just to recap, because I'm seeing people talk about it online, and I'm assuming in our chat, SMCI
Still
is
going.
to the upside despite honestly a massive revenue miss here. 10.2 billion in revenue versus 12.4 billion expected. It's up 123% year over year, Brendan, which is probably why they like it, even though it is a miss. Adjusted earnings of 84 cents per share, above estimates of 62. They did miss on their fiscal 26 revenue outlook, and they also missed on the midpoint of their Q4 26 revenue outlook. And guys, I do want to remind you as well, I mean, I don't have to remind you, we already know, but AMD earnings are coming out, and I have a visual for that if I can learn how to work a keyboard. Here you go, AMD earnings coming up soon, $9.84 billion in revenue, 1.29 in earnings per share estimate. Let's see if Dr. Lisa Su can pull it out once again here, guys.
What is it, the eVTOL name that flew down the Hudson the other day in New York? Yeah, they just came across as well. I mean, they're not expected to make anything. EPS negative 12 cents, estimate was negative 21, so not bad. Revenue 24 million, estimated was 20, so a beat on both sides of the equation. Not really moving there, but that is a play for the future, obviously. But thoughts on SMCI, guys? About a minute here.
You can use my screen now, Fabian. It's good. I got it fixed there. On the daily chart, I mean, you can see over here $32. That's where we're at right now on SMCI. You're looking at a little bit of a pullback right now, but I think you're running right into some of that February, March area there on the daily chart for SMCI. So, yeah, it looks like they're going to continue to go up, man. We didn't have 15% up on the bingo card. We didn't even have them reporting potentially until 4:50, and they come out a little early. We're now 15 seconds away. We're going to wait to see. Let's see if AMD is doing anything right here. 356, so a spread right now of about $1. We'll wait to see if AMD has any momentum into this name as it's 5 seconds away. 3, 2, and 1. We can see if anything goes crazy on the charts here. Wow, downside. Okay, instantly down into 342 and change now. There goes AMD, a nice little red candle. Adair will parse the numbers. We'll get them right now. Let's go over and find out.
Yeah, I love when companies report instantaneously like that. Thank you, AMD. Thank you, Lisa Su. Revenue, $10.3 billion. Off the top of my head, that's already above estimates of $9.84 billion. Gross margin, 53%. Operating income, $1.5 billion. Net income, $1.4 billion. Diluted EPS, 84 cents per share. Let's see how these compare to last year. So you've got up 38% year over year, it looks like on a sequential basis here for the company. Year-over-year increase as well. It looks like you've got gross profit here, again, up year-over-year. Gross margin up year-over-year. Operating expenses up year-over-year. Operating income, you guessed it, Brendan, it's up year-over-year. Operating margin improvements here. Like, honestly, I'm not really seeing any declines on a year-over-year basis here for the company. 57% year-over-year increase for their data center segment, $5.8 billion. Now, I know off the top of my head that is a sequential decline from last quarter, but also last quarter was Q4, so generally you see a lot of backloading. That's kind of normal. 23% year-over-year increase in their client and gaming segment revenue. Gaming business up 11% year-over-year. Embedded segment actually up 6% year-over-year.
A little bit of profit taking coming in, guys. We're just about to take out the low from yesterday here for AMD.
Sequential decline, that's the kind of thing that maybe on the call you get a bit of a bounce on that gets easily explained away. But remember, with an expected 9.5% move down, you'd be looking at about 320, let's call it like 325-ish or 320 to 325 before you're looking at an obvious support area. And it's not even getting close to that. You're down at 336 at the lowest, already catching a bit of a bid there back into 340. So yeah, it's probably the sequential decline or just the whole it's priced to perfection because it was already at the highs. We talk about it being at that 360 level and rejecting some tops, but you've got a ways to go before you're really dipping into any of the potential support levels that I'd be looking for. Maybe you see that tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe it could be a call thing. But certainly 325 is where I'm going to be looking at 9.5%. And if you're watching for some sympathy plays in there, we said, hey, decent chance that you might see NVIDIA and Intel moving. And Intel doesn't care. Intel doesn't care. Intel ticked down a couple bucks, and it's already bouncing. Intel closing at an all-time high on a closed basis, still up at the 108 level. So AMD doing its thing. Good quarter. I haven't really found anything you can point to that you would hate that would keep you away from this thing here in the report yet. I'm sure they'll be able to nitpick this and maybe find something, but nothing yet.
Okay, it looks like I was looking, so first of all, 350. The funny thing about AMD is it's just right back to where it was. I mean, we're basically where we were. We went long right around here at 351, 352 again there today, so we'll have to watch out for Big Bear at 354. Big Bear AI apparently is out, but it looks like their EPS still red, so we're not really getting too much reaction here to Big Bear AI. 38 million shares done today. I see it out. Revenue slightly higher, EPS of minus 12 cents. We can go over to Adara for it. Implied move 8%. It might not do anything as that EPS does not get green on Big Bear AI.
AMD just hit 360 again.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, this stock.
Right? Like there was nothing to point to. It didn't quite get to the obvious dip buy level, but it just hit the high of the day, which close to it. It's now should be an all-time high, or at least very, very close to it if it goes about another 50 cents or so. You're going to get an all-time high break here in AMD. The dip buy doesn't last very long these days. You just got to be out there. It just didn't come anywhere close to what some obvious levels. But AMD, again, super, super strong. Adara?
Yeah, so you've got a revenue decline year over year for Big Bear AI, everyone. 34.4 million here, down 1% from 34.8 million last year. That's due to lower volume on their Army program. However, this was apparently offset by revenue from the Ask Sage acquisition. So kind of like weird offset here. Again, only down like 1% year over year. Gross margin, though, massively improving on a year over year basis from 21.3% to 34%. That's due to increased volume from that Ask Sage acquisition. Selling, general, and administrative expenses here up to $29.2 million from $22.7 million last year. Net loss, smaller though on a year-over-year basis, $56.8 million net loss versus $62 million net loss last year. So yeah, I mean, generally some improvements, slight year-over-year revenue decline, kind of meh for this BDI report.
Well, just jumping back to AMD here real quick, back to highs. The only negative in this, again, just to rehash, the only negative in this is adjusted gross margin, 55% versus 55.06%.
Oh no, what will we do without that 0.06%?
They missed it by 0.6%. And back to high.
They're clearly not operating at high levels over there. I mean, yeah, I mean, so we get a monster move in SMCI, we get a big move in AMD here, and it looks like all the other names continue to go higher too. SNDK ticking a little bit higher right now into the aftermarket.
Allegedly, AMC's even up on earnings.
Yeah, okay, $418 right now. Oh, AMC reported, and then here's SMCI again as well. 31 pulling back a little bit for SMCI, but yeah, it looks like it'll be all aboard tomorrow again as we'll look to make all new highs. Let's see if the Qs are doing anything just quickly into this one. Then overall Nasdaq, kind of just waiting on this. Not much going on as AMD will help us save some of the negativity potentially coming in the Nasdaq. Maybe this chip plays overdone. Doesn't look like it. AMD has more upside to go.
You know what didn't bounce in sympathy there when AMD was coming off the lows? Barely anything happening on NVIDIA. So, you know, the look, they don't move together anymore. There was a time when that would be a sort of a thing, but NVIDIA continues to hold the lows while AMD is flying. And I wasn't joking. I don't know what the numbers are.
No way, Randy's still here. That normally means Randy.
We could. Oh, never mind. AMC was up a bunch. And it just pulled back. It moved about 8 or 9% extra from the 11% it was already up. Now it's starting to pull back in. But the story should be, once again, the dip buyers coming in en masse. If you sell a blowout stock, it's just looking for a place to catch the bid. It does not exceed the expected move. I feel like that's one of the, if it exceeds the expected move, give up the long. If it doesn't, AMD, then you're good to go. You're at all-time highs.
366. No, it's all-time highs. It's not even. It's blown by.
Throw that $5 ago.
It was 362 all-time highs. The one thing I want to show you guys is this name, and it's not rocket science here. But Google a year ago today was like $160. We're looking at $400 now for Google. So I mean, stay in May and don't go away. I don't know what the saying should be these days, but it looks like another big year for all these tech names. 52-week gains are unreal.
Like we were talking this morning about the NVIDIA Google race, and it was 200 billion this morning going into today's session away from surpassing NVIDIA. Top of the market cap list. So yeah, all-time highs. I just brought up the Qs, all-time highs for the Qs as well. You had more comments there.
I want to talk about something that's not at the top of the market cap list.
Oh, please,
or
can we?
Any list. I have to talk about AMC, and we have to give Adam Aron, CEO, a shout out for like some of the weirdest comments ever after earnings. I remember one time where he said that their revenue growth will be ebullient, which is a great word, but not a word that AMC should ever be using. This quarter, though, he says, significantly rising revenues is our continued expectation for full year 2026. Sounds like he's quoting Yoda with some of the phrasing there. Finally, after repeated flat years, primarily due to the crippling industry strikes of 2023, the box office is back in a big and powerful way. Is AMC back in a big and powerful way? I mean, we'll find out tomorrow. Q1 losses in line here, 36 cents per share. Sales were a beat. I do apologize for making light of AMC to those who follow this stock, but I mean, I got to laugh at those comments from CEO Adam Aron.
Don't apologize.
Okay, thank you.
Moved 8 cents. All-time highs tomorrow, guys. Nasdaq. What do we do? I mean, it's one thing that these things are coming out beating across the board, but markets at all-time highs.
Every time we fight the trend, we lose. So
Just find a dip somewhere, and there's usually something which is giving you a lag dip. Maybe it'll be on bad news. You know, you get a random bad news print on like Apple or something. You got one on Google today where it was basically Apple's gonna allow you to pick your stream, right? So there was a dip in the afternoon on Alphabet that was at 384, and now it's at 393. So I feel like you're looking for places to activate the bid because we're in an upward trend here. So, you know, Google up 2.5%.
Yeah, speaking of,
there's news on Google.
There's a note just came across here. Anthropic to spend $200 billion with Google over 5 years, according to the information. Say goodbye to that $200 billion NVIDIA versus Google on the market cap scale, because this thing just took out highs again.
Yeah, you might want to relook at some of your accounts if you're holding some Google, because now it's definitely going to be an outsized position. 395 right now for Google and going higher. I mean, there is no stopping this machine. I mean, you got to remember Amazon too. Amazon is the largest investor right now in Anthropic, so Amazon continuously going higher off their good report as well. And they're not doing anything right now, but Amazon and Google. Google also has, I think, a 10% stake or so in Anthropic. They just upped it a couple weeks ago. So yeah, Google right now. It's always great to have a stake in somebody that's using your platform there on the cloud side.
They don't even need it. They've got, the thing about Alphabet is it's got easily out of the mag segment. It's just the biggest and widest moat. They win everywhere. I think Joe called it a mini hedge fund. It is what it is. Like, they give you a little bit of everything, whether it's little things like quantum computing, which is upside there, whether it's going to be data center, whether it's going to be YouTube, which is unbelievable, an unbelievable product that everyone spends. Well, a lot of people spend most of their time on. Forget about streaming. They beat Netflix in there. So it's like the one-stop shop that you can own, and all the reason in the world that it's pretty much in everybody's portfolio. But as impressive as that is, the reversal on AMD, that's just even more impressive. Like, we've seen like the dip and rip. Like, the follow through here is what's really impressive. Like, it's still not even slowing down. Yeah, like, you can watch, there's no offer, there's no one sitting on the offer trying to pick anything out. It just continues to rise and rise and rise with nothing standing in its way. That's just so impressive.
Yeah, there's the numbers. We'll throw them up there just to recap things. $1.37, $1.37 versus $1.29, 2.27 billion, beating estimates of 2.1 billion handily. The candle is now off of my chart. I have to resize my chart because it's just mooning at this point. You want to recap those numbers again, then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, we can talk about AMD again here, guys. We could honestly, like, it's just been a really exciting, fun post-market session. There was just a lot of earnings to go over here. AMD here, just at EPS, as Brendan mentioned, 137 versus 128. Yeah, revenue was also going to be a beat. Expenses, though, above estimates, 2.4 billion. So they're spending money, guys, more than expected. Adjusted operating income, 2.54 billion, above estimates of 2.41 billion. Adjusted operating margin here, 25% versus 24.3% expected. CapEx, 389 million, nowhere near its Mag 7 peers, but above estimates of 215.2 million. Guiding Q2 revenue between 10.9 billion to 11.5 billion, above estimates of 10.52 billion, and guiding Q2 adjusted gross margin of roughly 56% versus 55.3% expected. Now, as you mentioned, like, that 0.06% gross margin miss was apparently a big deal for the street, but not that big of a deal.
Very sad.
Yeah.
SMCI again still at or near the highs as well. So more all-time highs tomorrow to come, I imagine.
Long, I think, is the right call.
It's not Upstart, apparently. Yeah.
Oh, not Upstart, yeah, not Lucid, things like that. But if you're a tech name, you got to go long. SMCI, nice report. Upside, we're just talking about those numbers. You never know what stocks are going to do when numbers come out, and it looks like today is going to be another great day. So thanks for everybody for joining us. The chat's up here. We had a really good after-hours show, and we're back tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Sounds good. See everybody at 8 o'clock. Have a great evening.
Ciao.